Sorry about that, guys. Forgot to change the stream key. I was on Bad Dog's channel for about a minute. Of course, I was on Bad Dog's channel last night for the Super Bowl and forgot to change the stream key. But I need everybody in the chat to do me a favor. Sports fans, I need everybody to stand up, sports fans. We are back, and I apologize about that. I am back on the right channel. Crazy Dog, what's going on? One giant rebuttal in the house. David from Colorado, the sexy goat, the gritty giant, Cesar Munoz, Emilio's in the house. I always screw something up. Mike Moreno, J-Dog, Arthur, what is going on? Royal Loyals in the house. Gangrene, the sexy goat, Midwest Sports, Crazy Dog, Sperm Cell, Joe Musa in the house, Dane Martin, Royal Loyals, Omkar, Aaron Singh, G-Men 409, Chris Senor, Scott Thomas, I'm going to lose my voice. Scott always stands. Thank you, Scott, for doing that. Cesar Munoz. Yeah, I don't know what happened, guys. Sorry about that. That's the first blooper of the night. Of course, I was on Bad Dog's channel last night for the Super Bowl. And I had his stream key in because we stream from my computer whenever we do it. And I forgot to change it on OBS. So I appeared live on Bad Dog's channel. So he's going to have to delete that. Nations, what's going on, my man? Michael, what's going on? Skins fan all day. Please check out his channel. He's got a YouTube channel over there. Thank you so much for tuning in. But that's our first blooper of the night. What a horrible, horrible, horrible Super Bowl. Tom Groff, one of my good friends in the house. What's going on, Tom? An absolutely atrocious Super Bowl last night. I could not even sit through it. If you guys could give me a like, I would appreciate it. Anybody new to the channel, which I'm sure there's not many, since you guys are all my subscribers, please hit that subscribe, ring the bell. We're going to open up the phone lines in about 2 or 3 minutes. We talk all things sports. We could talk about that atrocious Super Bowl game. We could talk about the horrible halftime show where the guy takes his shirt off and he didn't even have that good of a body. I didn't get it. What's going on, Erica Steele? Crazy Dog, Bad Dog. Super Bowl was the worst. It was the absolute worst. It was up there, no doubt about it. Blame the Rams. Yeah. The Rams defense kept them in the game. The Rams defense was phenomenal. But, you know, not a lot in the sports world. Obviously, the sports world was focused on the Super Bowl last night. But we can always get into Knicks talk. You know I love my Knicks. We get into baseball talk. I'll talk some Mets. I'm not much of a Yankee fan. But if you want to talk Yankees, I'll talk Yankees. I'll talk Jets. That's about it. I'm not going to talk hockey. I'm not a hockey guy. I don't know much. Joe Lutz says stand up. Dane says he's going to call me in a bit. What's going on, Afghanistan? And there's Ronaldo. Love Ronaldo. So we are going to open up the phones in 3, 2, and 1. So there's the number 914-481-3540. By the way, guys, Joe Musa made me a blooper reel. That should be out. I think I'm going to release that tomorrow. I wanted to have my mock draft out tomorrow. I'm going to have it out on Wednesday. Once again, guys, the rules are 1 call at a time. Could only take 1 call at a time. What's going on? You're live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Chris? It's Brandon.
What's going on, Brandon? What's up, man? What do you want to talk about?
I mean, let's talk about the Super Bowl last night. It was such a boring game.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm getting calls. Guys, again, I know there might be new people to this. I don't have a hold feature, so no point in calling in while I'm on the phone. Once I hang up, you can call in. But go ahead. Let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was just a boring game, man. It wasn't really that fun to watch like all the other past Super Bowls.
Oh, it was atrocious. I mean, it was it's among one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever watched. And in more recent years, the Super Bowls are usually good. I remember growing up as a kid. I mean, I don't know how old you are, Brandon, but when I was growing up as a kid in the early 90s, I mean, every Super Bowl was a blowout. The first good one I remember was actually the one where the AFC beat the NFC for the first time in like 15 years when the Broncos beat the Packers. But yeah, I mean, but this was just, it wasn't even that it was a blowout because it wasn't. I mean, the game was decided.
No, yeah, it wasn't at all.
Yeah, it was decided in the last 7 or 8 minutes, but it was such a boring game. I mean, the Rams punted their first 8 drives. I mean, it was just so boring to watch. There was no big plays on either side of the ball. You know, not a lot of sacks, not a lot of,
Until when the only big play was when Gronk caught it around like the 2 or 1 yard line.
Right.
That was like the only big play of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a boring game. And of course I was rooting for the Rams. I'm sick of Brady, but unfortunately Brady once again, guys. 770 is calling me again. I'm gonna answer him just to call him a moron. That'll make the blooper reel. We'll get that out of the way. But yeah. So yeah. I mean, it was just a boring game all around. But
yeah, I mean, And you know what else? If Sean McVay went to not use Gurley, if he would have used him more, then he would have done way better. I mean, I know they couldn't run the ball as well, but if they would have, like, if they would have got 4 or 3 yards out of a carry, they could, like, do more, like, more bigger plays. Like, they could go play action more. But they just didn't use Gurley at all. They more leaned towards Anderson.
Right. Well, Gurley was banged up. Gurley was banged up, but
yeah, that's true.
A lot of people said they shouldn't have even played Gurley because he wasn't, it was clearly evident that he was not even close to 100%. Oh, thank you so much for this. Don't mean to interrupt you. Thank you so much for the super chat. One Giant Rebuttal says, don't forget, Chris, we're on a delay, so we don't mean to call. Yeah, I know. I understand if it's the first 30 seconds of the call, but when it's like 2 or 3 minutes in, relax, guys. But you're right. One Giant Rebuttal, there's a delay.
Chris, one more question for you. Could I get your early playoff teams for the next year, AFC and NFC?
Okay, I mean, this is just with there's so much more that could go into this because we still have free agency in the draft. But right now, I'm gonna say I'll give you my division winners real quick. AFC East, I'm gonna stay with the Pats. AFC South, I'm going Colts. AFC North, I'm going Browns. AFC West, I'm going.
You really like the Browns over the Ravens?
I do. AFC.
Dang.
AFC West, I'm going Chargers. And then
I can see that because of the defense.
Yeah, and then my 2 wild cards. I'm gonna give you a surprise team. I'm gonna go. My first one is gonna be Chiefs, but my surprise team will be Buffalo Bills. And then in the NFC,
oh my gosh,
that's my surprise team next year, the Buffalo Bills. I love their defense, and I think they're gonna improve that offense in the draft and free agency. And then in the NFC, I'm gonna go. I'm going Giants in the NFC. So I don't care. I think they're going to be much better with a weaker schedule. I'm going Giants. I don't care. I think the Eagles are going to take a step back. I'm going Giants. NFC North, I'm going to go. Guys, there's no point in calling in. Wait until I'm off the phone, guys. Wait until I'm off the phone. This is now 4 minutes in. There's no excuses. Wait until I'm off the phone. NFC East, I'm going Giants. NFC North, I'm going Bears. NFC South.
Wow. Yeah. I'd go with the Vikings, but that's just me.
I was thinking Vikings. NFC South, I'm going to go Falcons. I think the Falcons have a bounce back year. I'm going to pick them to beat the Saints in the division. And the NFC West, I'll go Rams with the Saints getting a wild card, and I'll go with the Cowboys getting a wild card. There you go.
Dang, I like it, but I'll give you mine real quick. So I basically have the same division winners in the AFC except the Browns and the Chargers. I do think the Chiefs will take it again, and I do think the Ravens will because the Ravens they're going to be out to do something next year after that wild card loss. They're going to be motivated to do something big, and I really think that defense will take a step forward. They'll sign a big name in the offseason, and then they'll get Lamar, another wide receiver, and then he'll be fine. But in the NFC, give me the Cowboys to win the East. I'll take the Rams in the West. I know I'm a Seahawks fan, but I just don't see us beating the Rams twice. And then in the North, I do like the Vikings. And then the South, I'll take the Saints with the Falcons and the Seahawks as a wild card.
Okay. Yeah, I mean.
The Bears. The Bears over the Falcons in the wild card. My bad.
Yeah,
I don't think the Bears. I
just have a feeling the Falcons bounce back in a big way next year. But I'm going to let you go because Patriots for Life's calling me. I want to get this out of the way. But thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah.
All right. So you've now called me 12 times to sound like an idiot. But go ahead. Get out of the way.
I'm going to keep calling Norman. Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby!
I'm gonna let this keep going. I'm gonna let him get out of his system. Keep going, bo. Keep going. Anything else?
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
Oh, you're very intelligent. Goodbye. All right, next on the line. Thank you for calling in. You're on live with the Entertainah.
Guess who it is, man?
Oh, is this One Giant Rebuttal?
Nope.
All right, who is this? I'm sorry.
It's Jake.
Jake. Jake. Is that your YouTube name?
Yeah, Jake Reynolds.
Oh, Jake Reynolds. What's up, buddy? Big Eagles fan. What's up, buddy?
I'm good, man. just figured I saw you were having a call-in show. Figured I'd call in, man.
I appreciate it, man. What's up, man? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, that fucking Super Bowl yesterday, man. That was. I wasn't too excited for it. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I mean, I ended up putting a poll up on my Instagram, and I was like, which would you rather watch, Concrete Dry or Super Bowl 53? Like, 95% picked Concrete Dry.
Jake, of course, has a YouTube channel, so please check him out. He's an Eagles fan. Yeah, I mean, that game was just absolutely dreadful. I mean, I barely could sit through it. I wanted to fall asleep. I was streaming the game with Bad Dog, but I was like, I could barely get through that game. It was that bad.
Yeah, and I mean...
And I thought it was going to be a good game. I thought it was going to be a high-scoring, fun game.
Me too. But, fuck, I was wrong. But, the NFL totally deserved this after screwing up the Saints and Chiefs games, costing at least the Saints a shot at the Super Bowl, because this one person brought this up to me. Back when Michael Phelps went to swim like the 200, there was like 150 million people in America watching. But for this Super Bowl, there was 120 million people watching all around the world. Like that's how boring this Super Bowl was. That like 2% of the world watched it.
Yeah, I read that it was the lowest TV ratings for a Super Bowl in 10 years. Which is ridiculous. I mean, because it seems, I would guess it usually goes up every year, as the popularity of the sport increases globally. And it absolutely did not. The lowest rated Super Bowl in 10 years.
Yeah, and another thing, I think this game just makes Nick Foles look that much better, and could possibly get him a little more trade value, considering what Jared Goff just did yesterday against what is pretty much the same defense the Patriots fielded in the Super Bowl last year, but instead he puts up 41 points compared to Goff's 3.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Nick Foles, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what you guys do with Nick Foles, because from what I read, it says you guys are going to franchise him. I know you probably have the intention of trading him, but I'm going to be interested to see what you guys get for him, because everybody knows that you guys are doing it just to trade him. So you guys don't have a leg to stand on. Like, people know you're desperate to get rid of the guy now. So I'm going to be curious to see what you guys can actually get for him.
Yeah, I mean, people are saying we're going to get, like, Jalen Ramsey or Leonard Fournette for him. I would pump the brakes on that. My value on him is like about a second-round pick, maybe like a high first for him. Or not a
late first. I don't think. I honestly don't think so. Based on your situation, I think you're gonna get like a third-round pick for him, third or fourth. But I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
I mean, it's a little hard for teams to not want to like throw a second-round pick at Nick Foles, the Super Bowl MVP. I mean, if Jimmy G is worth a second-round pick, Nick Foles is definitely worth a second-round pick.
But it's a completely different situation, because the Patriots didn't have to trade Jimmy G, and Jimmy G was younger. And I just look at it like, how many? It's not a huge market for Nick Foles, because, okay, let's look at teams who need a quarterback right now. The Broncos can't add him because they're paying Case Keenum $19 million. So the Broncos could add a quarterback in the draft, because he's only going to cost like $6 or $5 million as a 10th overall pick. The Giants, the Jaguars, the Dolphins maybe, and the Redskins. That's probably it.
Yeah, and possibly the Bucs, if they are not confident with what they see from Jameis Winston.
That's fair, but from what I've heard from Arians, they said they're committed to Winston this year, but that could change. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. I think you guys are going to have to trade him. I don't think the Giants are going to be interested. I think the best fit is actually the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are the best fit, because I think they're a team, and I don't like Nick Foles. If I was a Jaguars fan, I wouldn't want him. But I think they make the most sense, because they're a team that right now is kind of in a win-now mode. They have younger players that are going to hit the free agency market soon. So they kind of are in a position where they want to take a shot now over these next 2 years. So I think Nick Foles makes sense there.
Yeah. So, one more thing. I saw you were doing next year predictions with like someone else who called in. I want to hear what you have to say. We can both say what we think is going to happen next year, because I have some interesting ones. I'll tell you that.
What do you mean, playoff predictions?
Yeah.
Again, this is all before the draft and free agency. I don't even know what half the teams are going to look like right now, so it's really hard to say. But I mean, I'll just give you my surprise teams. I have the Browns winning the AFC North. I agree. I have the Bills getting a wild card.
Oh, I agree with that too.
And I had the Giants. You're not gonna like that one. I had the Giants.
No. I
forgot the last team I had. I had another surprise team there. I can't remember.
All right, so I agree with the Browns and Bills. The last one, you're gonna say I'm absolutely crazy for this one. Just take a guess.
Well, I'm guessing Eagles.
Well, no. I think the Eagles are going to do decent next year. Maybe win like 10, 11 games, possibly win the division. That's just how I see it, though. I'll tell you what. I really like the pickup of Bruce Arians for the Bucks. I think they could possibly snap a wild card, and you know what? I'm going to predict that. I think, if he can turn Carson Palmer from mediocre into a.
I get what you're saying there, and I love Bruce Arians, but my problem with that pick is the Bucks had a good offense this year, and they still were bad. Their defense was awful. But if they improve the defense, sure. If they improve the defense, I don't know what their cap situation is, but if they could improve that defense, make a couple of good draft picks, sure. I mean, especially with the Panthers going to be having a down year with Cam Newton out.
Yeah, I will say this though. Another big thing with the Bucks was turnovers, and I feel like they're gonna cut down on the turnovers with Arians. This is a guy that 2 years ago won 8 games with a bunch of backups in Arizona. So and this Bucks team I think is more talented than that Arizona Cardinals team, because David Johnson missed the entire year that year.
Yeah,
I really think the Bucks could.
It's not a bad pick. I've heard a lot. Rover Sports actually likes the Bucks a lot, so it's not a bad pick. A lot of people. The Bills are my surprise team. I like the Bills a lot, and I will say this: I saw Ronaldo get upset. The Jets are kind of my secondary surprise team. I'm saying out of the AFC. Yeah. The 6th seed will either be the Bills or Jets. That's my 6th and 7th teams. I'm going back and forth. Yeah. I think the Bills have a better defense. That's why I'm picking the Bills. But I'm gonna let you go because I got to get other people on here. But thank you so much for calling in.
Yep.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, man.
You got it.
And hit me up. Hit me up if you want to collab ever.
You got it, buddy.
I'll come right on and do it with you.
You got it, buddy. Thank you for calling in. All right, we got another. Not picking that one up. Well, what's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
What's good, Entertainah? Is Nations?
Nations, what's going on? Great subscriber. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing. All right, so I'm gonna try to lower my volume a little bit because when I went back, I don't know why, but it was like extremely loud for some reason. But I wanted to talk about a couple of things, like the Super Bowl. I feel like the Rams literally blew it. I feel like they could have not easily, but I feel like they were in a decent position to win. It was just their offense, obviously, not able to do anything the entire game, 3 points. Their defense was playing really good and all that stuff. Also, that guy that called you and that was saying, what was he saying, bow or something? I don't know what he said. He said it like 30 times.
The prank caller? Yeah, he's a jerk. Yeah, Patriots for life. You gotta
tell somebody.
He does that. He does that every show. He's still calling in. I'm just gonna keep hanging up with him. He has no life. He has no life. His whole life consists of calling in for 3 hours and just hearing a busy signal.
You gotta tell somebody to make another compilation. What was that last compilation you had?
I know there's a new one. Joe Moose already made it for me. It's gonna be out tomorrow. I'm gonna release it. I gotta say.
Yeah, that you gotta tell him to put that in there. That was actually kind of funny. But yeah, for the Super Bowl, I feel like the Rams were in a spot to win because it was 3-0 at half. I thought that they were gonna win. I thought from what I've seen that they were in a position to. Obviously, I didn't think it was gonna be like easy or anything, but I thought they had a chance. It was just their offense blew it. I feel as if they would have scored more. Obviously, I don't know. I just feel like if they drove down the field a little bit more.
The Rams defense, when you look at the time of possession, I mean, I didn't see the final numbers, but at the half, the Patriots had a 10-minute advantage. It's incredible that the Rams only gave up 13 points. That defense played unbelievable. And they kept them in the game, and the offense just couldn't do anything. Goff was atrocious.
Yeah.
And Gurley was banged up.
Well, yeah. How many carries did he have? I don't think he had a lot. I was having New York Giants flashbacks from when our defense was playing decent and our offense just could not score any points. I was getting flashbacks from earlier in the season.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right about that. You're right. Yeah, it was very similar to that Jaguar game early in the year. Obviously Barkley had that big run, but other than that, the Giants' offense was non-existent. And really, the Giants' offense was non-existent, like you said, before the bye. I mean, they didn't have a 30-point game till the Buck game, and I think they hadn't had a 30-point game in over a year before that Buck game.
Yep. Yeah. But I'm gonna let you go. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right, you too, buddy. Nations. It's Nations. He's a great subscriber of mine, Ronaldo. Philly 500 in the house. What's going on, Philly? What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's going on, Chris? How's it going, brother?
What's going on? I don't have the numbers saved. Who is this?
Oh, this is our Talaverdian, man. Back at y'all again, man.
What's going on, man?
Man, shout out to the whole chat room, man. Shout out to the whole chat room. Could you guys hear me?
Yeah. Everybody hears you.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Yeah, man. How was the Super Bowl for you, man?
How was the Super Bowl for me? Are you kidding me? How was the Super Bowl for you? I'd rather watch anything. I'd rather watch bird shit. I don't know. That was a horrible Super Bowl. Disgusting.
Oh, exactly, man. Listen, man. The Super Bowl was absolutely god-awful, man. I mean, I literally, I hear Kevo in the chat room, shout out to him. He said he fell asleep last night. If I was him, I would fall asleep. Because what the hell was that Super Bowl? First you got Maroon 5, ass in the freaking halftime show, right? Doing that stupid stunt, right? And then you got the second half where they just continued, going sloppy. Both offenses, I meant. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, it was people laughing at what I said about the bird shit. No, it was an atrocious game. It really was. I'd rather peel potatoes for like 4 hours. That's how bored I was watching that game. I was streaming with Bad Dog. I had to fight myself from falling asleep. It was that bad.
Oh, exactly.
And it was just an embarrassing showing by the NFL. And hopefully next year my Giants are there. I'll be much more entertained next year. I always hate watching the Super Bowl when my team's not in it because I'm wishing my team was there.
Yeah, listen, man, I hope next year's Super Bowl, it better not be like this, man. Because if it ends up being like this, that's not going to look good for the NFL, if you ask me, man.
Well, and of course the 2 weeks before, because of the bye, the whole thing with the referees in both the games was not a good look for the NFL either.
Yeah. Oh, and as I'm reading a story right here, did you see what Tom Brady is doing right now, man? Someone left me a comment in my video, shout out to that person. He said that Tom Brady is actually now siding with Donald Trump so they can stop this so-called cheating accusations. Like, what are your thoughts on that, man? What the hell is this, man? I don't know why he does it.
I don't get into politics on YouTube. I don't get into that. That's that's my thoughts on that. I don't get into that. I talk sports on here. I don't.
Knicks, man. What's going on with the Knicks, man? I said, that the Mavericks won the trade. James Dolan looks stupid, man. But I'm gonna let you go first, man. What's your thoughts on that Knicks trade of Porzingis to the Mavs?
Yeah, I mean, I did a show on it yesterday. I think you were there. But, I mean, my thoughts are I'm going to reserve judgment until after free agency this year. I got to see what the Knicks do with the cap space that they were given. If they spend it properly, I think it was a good trade. If they don't, it was a horrible trade.
Yeah. Listen, man, as a Lakers fan, and as a diehard Lakers fan, a Kobe Bryant fan, as y'all know in the chat room, James Dolan is completely stupid for doing that. In my opinion.
Well, James Dolan didn't do it. He's the owner. He's not the general manager.
Oh, excuse me, general manager. My bad.
Yeah. No, James Dolan's the owner. He's done stupid things, but he had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, first he kicked out Charles Oakley, and then he does this stuff.
Well, I was at the game when he did that. But
Oh, you?
yeah, I was at that
sorry,
game. Yeah, but I'm gonna let you go because I got a bunch of people trying to call in. But thank you so much for calling in. All right, man. Please check out our artist channel.
Brother.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. All right. All right. Next on the line, what's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
All right, take a guess. You get it wrong every time, but take a guess.
Detonator?
Yes.
All right, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, man, what about that Super Bowl out here?
What about that?
There was no game-winning safety. That was the problem with it. You know, I lost all my money on that one.
Did you really bet that?
I hope not.
There's probably a prop bet for it. They have prop bets for everything. What color the Gatorade's gonna be? Who's gonna win the coin toss? What thong the cheerleader's gonna be wearing? What color thong? I mean, they got bets for everything. But
how long into the halftime show before someone takes off their shirt?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. that was a sight for sore eyes. I wasn't into that, but just a horrible Super Bowl. I mean, there's not much more to say. I mean, it was a game that I thought going in that the Rams had a really good chance to win. And it was not played how I thought it was going to be played. I thought there would be more points. I thought the Rams would be able to run the ball effectively. Of course, there was something going on with Gurley, and Goff was just horrible. Goff was throwing up duck after duck. You know?
Yeah, but here's why I got the feeling. So, it wasn't even like later in the game where I got the feeling, okay, this is going to be really boring. I thought it was going to be really boring on that first drive. Because the Patriots didn't act like themselves. And even though I'm a Jets fan, I love that. But if the Patriots don't act like themselves, what they usually do, where they go and score on the first drive and not throw picks, Tom Brady's first ball was a pick. Yes, it might have been a good play, but you can also see it went right through their hands. I'm just like, what kind of game is this going to be? It ended up being, there's a bunch of drop passes. I think there was like multiple by Hogan himself. So you had drop passes, you had just nothing going the way. I mean, the defenses on both teams played phenomenal. They both shut out each team, but it just comes down, as you were saying before, 10 minutes between a time possession between each teams. That is so killer to any team.
Yeah, I don't know.
You look at it.
Well, I didn't see the final numbers. I saw it. And by the way, Isaiah, I take one at a time. I will, if you keep going, eventually I will get you. You know, I love talking to you, Isaiah. Yeah, I saw that was the halftime differential. I don't know what the final game was. Maybe that was it 10 minutes. Do you know? I don't know.
I don't know, but
no,
I
mean, it was just a horrible game. And as bad as the Rams played, it's amazing that they were still in the game at the end because their defense just played so well.
It's just, So, do you think Gronk will retire after this year, or do you think he can go for one more season?
I think he'll retire. I think he should. I don't think he's what he was. I think he's had a ton of injuries. He's got nothing else to prove. He's won multiple Super Bowls, and he gets hurt more and more every year. I don't think. If I were him, I'd retire.
Yeah, that's definitely what we want to do. He just, as you said, he doesn't look like as in shape for. I mean, if you see his blocking is phenomenal. Like, you see his run block, he's just blowing up people on the sideline. But it's just the catch and the mobility he used to have, no longer there. I mean, he made that diving catch, but he probably pulled, 15 back, whatever he did in that, and, needed to go to the stretcher after that one. But, at the same time, I don't know. I want to see him, retired, but I just have a feeling he won't. I think he's going to ride it out.
I don't think it'll matter. I don't think it matters. As a Jet, I know you're a Jets fan. I don't think it matters if he retires. Matter of fact, if he retires, they might be better because Gronk wasn't that good this year, and it just seems whoever they put out there, Belichick makes good. So I honestly, at this stage, I mean, Gronk obviously when he was in his prime, it mattered. But Gronk's not what he was, and I just think they'll throw another guy out there and he'll catch for 800 yards, and it won't matter. It won't matter.
Belichick will lead his shit on the turf, and next thing you know, it has an end zone touchdown. Look at that. That's the next thing you see. Yeah. Also, I don't know. I'm just here watching the Nets game because I'm a big Nets fan, by the way. So, yeah, you got to look out for that one, too.
Well, Nets are going to make the playoffs. They're having a good year. You got a good coach over there.
They had a really good streak of 9 they had going.
Yeah, Nets having a surprise year. They're having a good year. As a Knicks fan, I'm jealous. I'm not going to lie to you. But
yeah.
But I'm gonna let you go because I got people calling in. But thank you so much for the call.
Oh, thank you. I love speaking to you, man.
You got it, buddy. Thank you very much. All right, waiting for the next caller. Well, what's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, what's going on, Chris? It's Isaiah.
Isaiah, my man. What's up, Isaiah?
Nothing much, man. Just chilling. What's going on, White Chocolate?
Nothing much, man. I had a great time yesterday on that Nick show with Sim. By the way, I loved that. That was fun. I'm gonna try to do that once a week. And actually, next week I already know next week it's gonna be me, Sim, and CK2K. I don't know what time the show's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be Sunday. I don't know what time it's gonna be.
That was the best part of the Super Bowl.
Oh God, there wasn't any good part of that Super Bowl. When they finished the game, that was the best part. It was just so hard. It was so hard to sit through.
You know what, man? I love defense because as a Giant fan, you love defense, but that was just terrible. That was just terrible.
Oh, it was.
I couldn't believe it.
It was awful. And to me, the Rams defense played better than the Pats. Jared Goff just couldn't complete.
Yeah.
Jared Goff couldn't complete passes. He had plays to make. He couldn't make them. And Todd McVay's play calling was so horrible. He showed no aggression. Everything, it was just so bad to watch.
Yeah, but you know what, man? I had a feeling Jared Goff was going to be the X factor of why they didn't play good. Yeah, and you know what? He's still young, man. He's like 24, maybe 23.
Probably 25, but yeah, he's young. He's young.
Yeah, so I mean, Jared Goff got he got a couple of years, but I wanted to talk about. Did you see the press conference with KP and all them guys today?
No, I didn't. What happened?
Oh, you should watch it, man. It was just KP just to me is just really immature, and I'm just like I'm kind of every day more, man. I'm more happy he's off the Knicks, man, because he's just he's just immature.
What did he say?
Oh, so basically, how he was the whole week he was basically saying I'm going to reveal something about the Knicks.
Right.
And he didn't do it. He basically dodged the questions. Mark Berman asked him a question about what happened with the Knicks. He was like, I don't really want to talk about that, and I want to focus on my new team, and I want to. He's basically ducking and dodging of what happened with the Knicks. And I'm like, dude, you built this whole anticipation of you're gonna reveal something about the Knicks, and you're gonna talk about what they did, and then you came up to not do it.
Yeah, I love KP on the court, but he was a bit of a diva, and
it also.
I wish him nothing but the best, but I don't like how it ended. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and also too, what's funny that I hope you're gonna peep it if you watch it. Rick Carlisle basically was saying, "Oh, we got to talk about Giannis." He's talking about basically KP's brother, how he's gonna be part of the quote unquote team, right, and everything like that. I'm like, these guys are jokes.
Yeah,
Giannis and the people around him are jokes, and they're gonna get real tired of Giannis. I can already see that going on. But there was this, it was. I want you to watch it, man, so you can see.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. I was just busy all day today. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'll definitely watch it though.
Yeah, man, it was just great. But right now, man. But I am excited for the combine, the draft. I can't wait for the Giants.
The combine's right around the corner. I was looking up the dates because I'm thinking about streaming one of the days, like the quarterback combine or something. And it's in like a month. It's like the beginning of March.
Yeah, I think it's March. Yeah, it usually starts early in the March. I can't wait, man. I'm ready for this, man. I'm pumped up for seeing what we get. Right now, it's looking like we're gonna get Dawkins. That's what it looks like. It's projected us to get. So I'm real excited about that. I can't wait for the QB combine.
Oh man, it's gonna be great. You know who I want. Well, there's a few guys I want.
I know.
But if they take quarterback, you know who I want. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a really fun draft this year. It's a really important draft, so we'll see. I always get jacked up for the combine. One of my favorite things to watch.
Oh, yeah, and hey, Chris, tell that idiot stop calling before I beat him up, okay? I'm letting everybody know. Letting everybody know right now, if you keep calling Chris, keep playing on, I'm going to beat you up. That's my white chocolate right there. You can't mess with my white chocolate.
Isaiah is the man. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Man. Hopefully we see each other soon at one of these games. But,
yeah, I think man. Maybe if it's not now, definitely during the summer. Or maybe during maybe right around the definitely preseason if we're going to go to the Jets and Giants.
Well, the Jets and Giants is going to be a regular season game. They're playing each other.
It is this year? We're facing the AFC.
Oh yeah, we're playing the Jets.
Oh, that was going to be great. Great.
One thing I'm thinking about doing also, in addition to that, I got to figure it out, see if people are interested. I'm thinking about getting a bunch of Giant people to go down for a day at training camp at the stadium there when the Giants get to training.
Man, I'm down for that, man. I would love to do that.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. But thanks for calling in, man. I got a couple people trying to
Oh,
call in.
yeah.
I always love talking to you.
I love you, white chocolate. You the best.
All right, Isaiah.
Yeah, I'm looking for it, man.
All right, my man. And we're waiting for another caller. The Knicks are the Cubs a bet. Yes, they are. Well, what's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Stand up.
Just
stand.
Joe Musa?
No, not the Giants. Go Jets.
Oh, is it? Oh, I know. This is Ronaldo.
No, it's not.
No, Joe Musa?
No, it's Ronaldo.
Oh, that's what I thought. I can tell from the voice.
Oh.
What's up, buddy?
Uh.
Oh, he hung up on me. I think I lost connection there with Ronaldo. You're going to have to call back in, buddy. Jets Central in the house. What's going on, my man? Everybody go over there and sub up JC. Love JC. And Mr. Bad Dog. Sub them both up. Well, what's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
I think I just hung up by accident. My bad.
You did. It's amazing that you got back in, because now I got a million people trying to call me, and you were the first one that picked up. Good job there. What's going on, my man?
So I just wanted to say, can everybody stop talking about the Super Bowl? I mean, it was an absolute joke. It was a pathetic performance of football.
Oh, it was horrible.
It wasn't even football.
It was horrible. I couldn't even sit through it. It was like watching the Jets play the Giants.
I mean, you're not funny. That's just not funny. And when we face you guys next season, remember this. I'm actually going to go back into the stream, and I'm going to record this. I'm going to laugh my ass off opening day.
Well, record what? I didn't say nothing. I didn't say the Giants are great.
Oh, the Giants are going to be... Who do you guys think you're going to draft the quarterback?
I think we're going to take Haskins. If he's there. I think we're going to take Haskins.
If he's there.
If he's there.
You got to do something, I mean.
Who do you think your Jets... Who do you want your Jets to take? Third overall
I want to take best available. I'll take Quinn Williams from Alabama. I've watched his tape.
Yeah, Quinn Williams is a beast. But I'm doing my mock draft. I started today. I actually got Quinn Williams going number 1 overall. I think he's the best player in this draft. I like him a lot.
You guys go number 1? No, that's not what I want to hear.
I got Williams 1, Bosa 2. You guys get Josh Allen 3, who is my second fit. Him and Williams are 1 and 1A. I love both of them. So I got you guys getting Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is amazing. All these guys are great, you know. I'm just sad that we're picking top 3. This is not what I want, actually.
Well, it is what you want, and then you build your team up, and then you never pick there again for 10 years. That's the goal.
That's true. It's just that we've been in like a rebuild for like 10 years. It's actually pretty pathetic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but what the problem with the Jets has always been, and you know this, you're a Jets fan. You guys have never done it the right way. I mean, you did draft Sanchez, but you didn't give him time, and not that he was great, but you had something good going there, and then you bring in Tebow, you bring in Vic, you ruin that. Then you guys always tried to take the shortcut at the quarterback position. You guys are finally doing it the right way. Now it's just a matter of building up your offensive line, which is not very good right now, getting yourselves a top-flight wide receiver, and getting a pass rush. That's what you guys need.
Hey, you want to be the new general manager? I mean, like, you want to come work for the Jets? Like,
well, me and JC will do it. We'll do it together, yeah. I would love that.
JC.
Jet Central.
JC should work for the Jets.
Oh, he needs to work for the... I can't believe they haven't offered him a job yet.
I mean, I almost unsubscribed yesterday when he said congratulations to New England Patriots. I almost threw up in my mouth.
What'd you say?
I almost threw up in my mouth when I saw him congratulate the New England Patriots. I mean, it was honestly pathetic.
He's in the chat. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but he was in the chat.
I mean, if he is JC, delete the video, please. Now I almost unsubscribed. It was like horrific.
He was just trying to show respect. But I get it. I get it.
Sorry.
But what's up, man? Anything else you want to say?
Let me see. No, I just think that. Oh yeah, we're gonna win the division.
You could.
We're gonna beat the Patriots. We're gonna beat the Dolphins. We're gonna beat the Bills.
I gotta go Patriots still. You gotta give them the respect they deserve. But I did say I'm giving you guys.
Well, respect. Did you see Tom Brady? He threw an interception on his first play. Do you not see the downhill fall? He's not the same.
You guys they just won the Super Bowl. You gotta give them some respect. And but I will say
13-3 is respect.
But
is that respectable?
I will say, as I said earlier, I do think one of the Bills or Jets will make the playoffs this year. I think both of you guys will be vastly improved, and I think it'll be a fun year this year for you guys.
Of course, sadly, it won't be the same way for the Giants. GG's.
All right. That was Ronaldo. Thank you for calling in, buddy. Let's see what we got here. Where's the video from today? I made a video today, Amelia, if that's what you're asking. Oh yeah, Mr. Bad Dog. I apologize, by the way. I forgot to change the stream key, and the first 2 minutes was on your channel. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
What's up?
What's going on? Who's this?
William.
William. What's up, William? What's going on?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. What do you want to talk about?
That Super Bowl.
Not much to talk about at this point, but what about it? What about it?
I felt like when the corner from New England picked off Goff's pass, it was like basically over.
Right. I agree.
What do you see the Jets and Giants record being next year?
Again, I can't fully answer that until I know what they do in the draft and the combine. Because the Giants could go several directions. They could become a win now team, or they could try to rebuild the team. So and the Jets, I think, are going to be much improved. I'll say the Jets will win no less than 8 games next year. I think the Jets are going to win between 8 and 10 games. And the Giants, I don't know. I can't give you an honest answer right now.
Okay, that's why I'm going to let you go now.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for calling in. And Patriots for life. So good to hear from you again. What's up, buddy?
Hey, can you hear me?
Is this Patriots for life?
This is Sports Live and ATL. What's up, bro?
Oh, you have the same area code as a jackass that's been pranking me. What's up, my man?
No, man. Sorry, somebody's been pranking you. No, honestly, if you've been following my videos and stuff, I'm on vacation, so I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah. But I am utterly disgusted at the Patriots winning another Super Bowl. And let me go on record because people tend to misunderstand what I'm saying. I respect the Patriots. At this stage, you have to respect what the Patriots are doing.
Right.
Because it's tough to get to a Super Bowl. But goddamn, sorry, my friends, it is so annoying to see the Patriots win it every year. And I even put this point in there, and nobody's even noticed it yet. They beat us. They came back from 28-3.
Right.
They came down here to Atlanta and beat us, and they only held the Rams to 3 points.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, at some point in time, it has to go. But let me go ahead and give a shout out because I see your chat. I see Bad Dog 7676. Shout out. I see some of my boys in there, Kivo and Arthur, and anybody who's following me who hasn't subbed Entertainah, please sub his channel. He's a good dude. Didn't you say that you are a New York Mets fan? Am I correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Can you guys contend and take our division this year?
Yes.
How are you going to beat the Braves? You can, really?
We could. I'm not saying we will win it, but yeah, I actually think the NL East is probably the most competitive division in baseball this year. I don't think there's an unbelievable team, and I think 4 out of the 5 teams are all slightly above average. I think the Mets, the Braves, the Nationals, well, depending on if the Nationals bring back Harper, and the Phillies are all pretty good baseball teams. The Mets added a lot of talent this year. It's just a matter of can they stay healthy. They added Cano.
Well, for the Mets, obviously the Braves and the Mets play a lot of great pitching. Yeah. If there's one thing, the one thing from an outsider looking in within a division would be your offense. I think sometimes your manager does not make the right calls. I think the Washington Nationals are overrated, and I think what happened to them last year was perfect. A lot of people were saying the Braves were actually gonna make the run this year, but the youngsters that we have, Acuna, Albies, with the addition of Nick Markakis coming back, with Brian McCann being signed, Josh Donaldson coming, we still have a lot of money to be spent. And there's one player on the Mets pitching staff. I don't remember who it is, but there was talk that we were trying to get him. Is there anybody on the Mets?
Well, the Mets aren't going to trade within division. They're not going to trade anyone to the Braves.
Yeah. Look, you can never say never. It's all about asking price, And I see Bad Dog talking about his Yankees 101 and 61. Sir, I haven't forgotten about 96, and I sure as hell haven't forgotten about 1999.
Well, the Yankees should win 100 games with that team. I mean, and the Mets, he said 78 wins. if the Mets have injuries like they always do, I agree with that prediction. If the Mets stay healthy, I think they can win close to 90 games. I think they added a lot. They could even win more than 90 games. They have a lot of talent, the Mets. It's just that they never stay healthy. That pitching staff is phenomenal. The bullpen, the back end of that bullpen is as good as anybody's. I mean, the Mets added Diaz, who's the best closer in baseball. He had 57 saves last year, had an ERA of like 1.5. They got Familia back to pitch the 8th, who's one of the top 15, 20 relief pitchers in all baseball. So they got a great back end of the bullpen. They got 3 studs up at the top, and they added a lot to the offense. If the Mets stay healthy, they're a good baseball team.
Well, I like the division. You know, I think the contenders in the division would be like the Braves, obviously. Some people say the Phillies. I really don't know. I mean, maybe it's because the Braves are coming off in first place. I don't know. It's going to be a competitive division. Let me go and say 2 things before I hang up. Number 1, if you haven't already subbed to Gangrene David, Bad Dog knows about him. He's a Jets fan. I forgot if he's a Mets or a Yankees. I think he's a Yankees fan. I'm not sure. And also, I want to give a shout-out to the Entertainah. I want to give a shout-out to Bad Dog 7676. Known this guy since 2009. You guys are doing great. Keep up the great work. Look forward to maybe a podcast at some point in time. That would be nice, y'all.
Yeah, we're working on it. I appreciate the call. I appreciate the nice words. And yeah,
no problem, man.
And please sub up David also. Sports Live in the ATL. Check him out. Thank you so much for
calling
in. I appreciate
it, man.
You got it.
Thanks, man.
You got it. Waiting on the next caller, guys, and we'll read the chat a little bit. Well, what's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, how's it going? Do you remember me?
If you say your name, I'll remember you. Wait, is this Bavith?
No.
Who is it?
New York Sports Fanatic.
Now I remember you. What's going on? I get a lot of calls. It's hard to remember the voices. What's going on, my man?
Nothing much. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Still recovering from that horrible Super Bowl, and just trying to talk about some sports, whatever you want to talk about. I'm assuming New York sports based on your name.
Yeah, of course. One thing with the Super Bowl, I'm a huge defensive guy. I still can't believe that the Pats did so well defensively without Chunk going down in the first quarter.
Oh, the Pats, both teams put on an unbelievable defensive display.
Yeah. With Brady's interception, it went right through his hands. I don't know. It was just a very lucky volleyball. Some guy caught it after.
You're talking about the pick that he threw on the first drive, Brady?
Yeah.
Well, it looked like the initial defender could have picked it off.
Then it went through. Yeah,
and then it went through the receiver. And then, Brady made another throw. I can't remember when it was in the game, but he made another throw that could have easily been a pick. Brady did not play well in that game.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. He had a horrible game.
Yeah.
The Rams defense, Wade Phillips, defense legend. He just had a great game.
Oh, Wade Phillips is one of the best D coordinators in the sport.
Yeah, he's a genius. He's an absolute genius.
Yeah.
Hated when he was on the Cowboys, but what can you do?
Yeah, he was great. He was with the Texans too, right? He did a good job with them as the D coordinator too.
Yeah, he did a good job with them.
Yeah.
But with New York, so with the Giants, I'm a huge Giants guy. I like the Jets, but I've been focused on Giants my whole life.
Right.
I personally, again, I don't want to take a quarterback. I don't like either quarterback.
That's fair. That's a fair stance. I mean, half the fan base doesn't want to take a quarterback, and I understand it because there's no slam dunk. There's no slam dunk this year, and the Giants have a ton of holes to fill.
Yeah, that's exactly like you. I watched your Devin White video earlier, and you liked my comment. You liked my comment.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but like I like Devin White. Who else? I like Clinton Farrell.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I like Farrell a lot as a potential guy we could draft.
Yeah.
And then you could always go O-line. You could go
Jonah Williams.
You could go Greg Little. He seems to be dropping on draft boards. And Dalton Reisner. Dalton Reisner is a guy that a lot of people. Rover Sports is a big Giants fan. He likes him a lot. He seems to be rising up draft boards. Some people think the Giants could take him at 6. I think that's a reach, but a lot of people think Reisner is going to impress at the combine.
Yeah, we'll see. It's in March, right? Yeah, March.
Yeah.
At the combine. But yeah, he's going to be a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you actually hit on it during the video. We haven't had a good linebacking core at all. Vernon has been hurt. Middle linebacker has been a crapshoot since God knows when.
No, since Pierce.
When was the last one?
Pierce
Pierce. Pierce was the last one.
Yeah.
And Ogletree might have led the league in interceptions at the middle linebacker position, but God damn it, I can't watch him anymore.
Ogletree was not good. Some people want to say he was good. He was not good. If you look at his stats, maybe he was good. He was not good. If you watch the games, he was not good. And maybe you get better. Maybe the second year in the system he can improve. But Ogletree just didn't look quick. He didn't look quick. He just didn't look quick.
No, yeah. The thing was, if you see every interception, he was in a wrong place. Like I used to play football. I swear to God, this guy's in the wrong place every time.
Yeah.
He just got lucky with the deflections. Oh my God.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with Ogletree either. Wasn't impressed with him. I thought it was a waste of a trade, to be honest. They gave up, I think, a 5th round pick. And they're paying him a lot of money. They're paying him $12 million a year. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a huge cap hit.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Carter was solid for a rookie and a 3rd round pick.
Him and B.J. Hill.
B.J. Hill, I think, was our best pick.
Yeah, he led the team in sacks. I mean, embarrassingly. Well, no, he didn't. I'm sorry, Vernon did, but he was second with 5.5.
Yeah, solid from playing a nose tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so especially playing a 3-4, it's pretty freaking hard. Aaron Donald's just a beast. Like he's like a outlier.
He's a once in a generation.
Yeah, he's an outlier. But yeah, I like our D line. If Clinton Farrell comes in, make the line so much more better. Pressure. That was the problem because when Vernon was out, we had no pressure, 0 pressure, and once he came in, we played better games. Our second half was if we played the whole season like our second half, we would have went to the playoffs.
I don't want to cut Vernon. A lot of people do. I don't because I
don't want to cut him
because of the cap hit. $8 million, a lot of money on a cap hit, and I don't think you're gonna find a better edge rusher for $11 million, and that's the difference. And I don't want to cut him. I would not cut him. Yeah, I think.
How many sacks did he have this year?
He had 7 in only 11 games.
That's insane.
Yeah, he would have had 10 had he played a full year.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good season from it.
Yeah.
And he's a solid guy. Yes, we're overpaying him, but him on the field and him off the field, it's a huge difference for our defense. It's ridiculous if you look at the numbers.
You saw it. The defense played a lot better when he was in there the second half.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But I'm going to let you go because I got a couple people calling in. But I want to say thank you for calling in, my man.
Oh, no problem. I just have one more quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you feel about Sam Beal?
I haven't seen him yet. You know, I've only seen highlights and I've seen what people have said about him, but I haven't seen him yet, so I can't give you an honest answer.
All right. Sounds good. All right, thank you.
All right, my man. Thank you for calling in. All right, let's do this. All right, you're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in. Who's this?
Take one guess.
My God, everybody's trying to get me to guess tonight. Oh, is this Bobby?
You know it.
Bobby. Congratulations on the Super Bowl win, my man.
Thanks, but thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it, man. You still hungover?
No, I'm home. Finally.
Okay.
Finally home.
Good stuff.
Now, I mean, God, man, that was something, huh?
Well, the game was horrible. I mean, you're a Patriots fan, so you're happy, but it was a horrible game.
No, listen. I like the old school defensive battles, but it was bad. Like,
it wasn't even I'm not saying the defense didn't play good. They did, but it wasn't even like exciting plays on defense. It was just like boring.
The entire first half. The amount, like, they played so conservative, it wasn't even fun to watch.
Yeah, I thought for sure if I was McVay, and I said it before the Super Bowl, I would have tried to take shots with Cooks. I thought Cooks could have got behind your defense on the turf. They didn't even try.
They kind of surprised me with the way they set up the D. They had Gilmore on him 98% of the time. Man up, straight up, no help.
Yeah. I'm just surprised. I would have tried to use him. I'm surprised that they didn't try to hit him over the top.
I just wanted to hit on a couple of points about the just the Super Bowl itself, man. The shot. So we got down there, and the Patriots they've done this so many times that they plan. It's an experience and an event when you go. Like, they have concerts, they have rallies, they have stuff for anybody from the age of 6 to 60 that you can do. The
Right.
Rams had nothing. There was nothing planned. There was nothing organized. There was nothing.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I just got a super chat there by QC. I just want to say thank you, QC. QC always does that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yeah, you were telling me when you got to the game, it was like you felt like you were at a Pats home game. You know, it's crazy.
I read 2 articles on the plane.
Yeah.
That I read 2 articles before, sitting in the airport, right before we took off. The numbers that have been released, Patriots to Rams fans, it's ridiculous.
I got to hear this.
75 to 100 to 1 Pats to Rams fans.
Wow.
They were saying there was a maximum of 9,000 to 10,000 fans, Rams fans, in that stadium with a capacity of 75,000.
Yeah, so it was a road game. It was a road game. That's what it was. That's crazy. And I wonder why that. I guess the Rams just because they don't have a good fan base. I guess in LA. Well, everybody that's notorious. People say LA fans are not very good sports fans.
No, I got a couple other little kind of nuggets I want to drop on you about just some news. Otherwise, I read Anthony Davis has informed the Lakers. This is per ESPN's Brian Windhorst was saying that Anthony Davis has informed the Lakers that any offer that they give them is not going to be enough, so they're out.
Wow. So based on the trades that I was hearing, it wasn't even close to what I thought it would cost for Anthony Davis. When they're talking about Ball and Kuzma and 1 first-round pick, that's ridiculous.
You want to take a guess at who the 2 top teams are?
Yeah, I'll take
bidding for him right now.
I'll take a stab. I don't think it's the Knicks, right? The Knicks are not one of the 2, right?
1 and 2, Knicks and Celtics.
Really?
Yep.
Now the Knicks, it's gonna cost. You're giving up this year's first. That's their only real big asset right now. So they're gonna be giving up this year's first. They're gonna be giving up probably both first that they just acquired in that trade. That's probably where you start, and then you would throw in some pieces, either Knox, Ntilikina. That's what they have to offer. This year's first, the 2 future firsts they just picked up, and Knox probably. And what do you think? What do you think the Celtics would come with?
And here's another little Knicks little side piece of information. They are the front runners to also get Durant by a long shot.
Over the Warriors?
Over the Warriors.
Well, that's what everybody's saying. I've been hearing like they've been talking about his agent has some connection to the Knicks or something. I don't know the whole story, and they're saying Durant wants to play in New York. I gotta think the Knicks made that trade knowing that there was a good chance that they could land Durant.
So this was released per Bleacher Report this afternoon, right? Kevin Durant and his agent have told the Knicks that they're pretty sure he's going to sign with them.
So if this hypothetically happened, if the Knicks gave up all those 2 picks they just acquired, this year's first, you're going to end up with Anthony Davis making $25 million. You're going to end up with Durant coming over here making $38. And then you'll have enough room to not bring in a max, but bring in a very good player. Or they could all work out a deal where they take a little bit of a cut and they could bring in potentially a 3rd max player. That's really what the Knicks are. That's potentially what the Knicks are looking at.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I think.
Yeah, because then, especially if you include like guys that are making salary on the Knicks right now in that trade, that's interesting. That's interesting because if they were all willing to take like $3 or $4 million less, it's probably possible you could bring in Kyrie, you could bring in Davis, and you can bring in Durant.
Yep. That's basically what this article was getting at. that they could have all three of them.
Well, then you talk a potential championship. If that happens, I will kiss the ground that that Mills walks on. But yeah, I mean, that was a good call.
But
man.
it's all coming. It all comes down to the Knicks. I know it's new management for them, but if this is, what their ultimate plan is, then they can't be trigger shy. They need, this is the kind of deal where you either jump into it 110% or you.
No. Yeah. You can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They have to be all in if they're doing this. And I think they are. I think they are. That's the type of deal they're looking to do after trading KP. I think they are. But it'll be interesting to see what they do.
All right, man. Hey, now, I love my Patriots, and I don't usually troll, but just humor me for a second, all right?
All right, and then I gotta let you go because I'm trying to get people in.
Yeah, I'll take off, but just humor me for a second.
Yeah, go ahead. The Evil Empire. The Evil Empire strikes again, Bobby. Good job, Bobby. Good job, Bobby.
I had to. All right.
All right, my man.
I know.
What?
Yeah, it's like I said, man. It's if the Giants ever get there, and anybody's sports team, if they ever get to a championship game, it's something you need to do. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I mean the atmosphere. It's insane. It's awesome.
It's something on my bucket list for sure. I just hope my Giants get back there, but I know they will at some point.
Oh, they're too good of an organization to not.
Yeah, one of the top 5 or 6 in the sport. I know they'll be back, but I'm happy for you that they won. I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't pulling for them, but you guys deserved it. The Rams offense played horrible. The Pats defense came to play, and Brady made plays when he needed to, even though he didn't play that good, but he made the throws when he had to.
The most aggravating thing in the world was it took 3.5 quarters for them to figure each other out.
Yeah, it was like a slow. Exactly, they were feeling each other out, and then they came with the big blow at the end. Yeah, it was a boring game. It was boring.
Both offenses they didn't want to give up the big play that was going to break the game open. The whole game. That was the whole game.
Yeah, and then you finally hit that one big play to Gronk, and that was the big play. But I'm gonna let you go because I got people calling in. But thank you so much for the call, Bobby. I always like talking to you.
All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry for taking so much time.
No, don't worry about it, man. Great call. All right. Waiting for the next call here. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Entertainer.
What's going on, Sperm Cell?
What's going on? I want to talk about next year for football, even though the last one just ended. But as a hardcore football fan, I can't stop thinking ahead.
What, Super Bowl picks for next year?
Well, not just Super Bowl picks, more like the playoff picks.
Yeah, somebody asked me that earlier. I gave my 12 teams, but I'll tell you my surprise. My surprise team's the Bills. The Bills and the Jets actually in the AFC. I think those teams could make a surprise, and I like the Browns.
Now, on the first time someone called out, you said you think the Eagles are going to take a step back.
I do.
Could you tell us why you think that?
I just don't like the thing they got going on at quarterback. I think it's and their offensive line got worse this year. I think maybe it could get better via free agency. I really think the Eagles are going to take a step back. I do. They took a step back this year. I think they're going to take a further step back next year. I could be wrong. I'm a Giants fan, so take what you hear from me as a grain of salt. I think going into the year, if I'm being completely honest, the Cowboys are the favorite, but I don't think anybody in that division has the division on lock. I think anyone could win it.
For the AFC, for me, the teams I see win the division are obviously the Patriots. And I agree with you. I think the Browns are going to win.
Yeah.
And in the West, I'm probably still going to stick with the Chiefs. And then in the South, I'll probably go with the Colts.
Yeah, I like the Colts. Right? Right now, I'm gonna say it right now. I am picking the Colts to get the number 1 seed in the AFC next year. I like the Colts a lot.
And then in the NFC, the basic ones, Rams, obviously. I think the Bears are going to keep it.
I agree. To me, the only division up for grabs is the East and the South. I think the Falcons could bounce back and take that division, and I think the East, anyone could win it.
I think the Saints are still going to give it one shot, and I think they'll win it. In the East, maybe a little biased, but I do think the Eagles are going to win.
It's definitely fair to say the Eagles should win. You guys finished strong. You won the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah, and for my wild card teams in the AFC, probably I'd go with the Texans, barely. Texans, and then I think the Steelers might. I don't know.
Yeah, my wild card teams were the Chiefs, because I had the Chargers winning the division, and the Bills in the AFC.
And then for the NFC, I'm going to go with the Falcons. And I'm actually going to go with the Cowboys.
It's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick. That's probably what most people would pick, because most people probably have the Saints winning that division. Those are probably the 6 favorites in the NFC that you said going in.
Yeah.
But we'll see. There's always surprises in football.
I think we can make a shot for the Super Bowl, but what we have to do is obviously what you said, the offensive line has to improve. It doesn't improve, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and you need playmakers on that offense. You don't have any big playmakers.
We need a big, speedy wide receiver.
Yeah, you need to fix that all. And the defense, you need a few things on that team. The defense isn't what it was, and maybe that has something to do with that you guys weren't able to control the clock as much as you did the prior year with the run game. Maybe if you could control the clock better. I mean, because you guys had the best time of possession in football the year you won the Super Bowl by a pretty wide margin, if I remember correctly. And that's how you guys were so successful. And if you could get back to that, sure, you guys can win again. Why not?
Yeah.
And Wentz, of course, has to stay healthy.
Help with that.
Wentz has to stay healthy.
Yeah, but if Wentz doesn't stay healthy, can't stay healthy 90% of the time, I mean, we can't do it. We can't.
Yeah, and I think you guys will lose Tate. Not that he played that well with you guys, but you're going to lose Tate probably to free agency.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but we'll see. But anything else you want to say?
No.
All right,
man.
And
the Super Bowl sucked.
Well, it was horrible. But thank you for calling in, my man, and I look forward to talking to you in the future.
All right.
All right, buddy. A lot of people talking about the sirens in the background. Yeah, you get that when you tune into my streams. You get that. Well, what's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainer. Thank you for calling in.
Bad dog is a mad dog because he knows his Giants stink. What's up, white chocolate?
What's up, Philly 500?
No.
It's I thought it was Philly 500.
You're getting all your callers wrong today. What's going on?
Musa, Joe Musa. Yeah, I should have known. I should be able to tell. I just hear the song. I thought it was him automatically. What's going on, my man?
What's up, man? So, what would you trade your number 1 pick to the Cardinals for Josh Rosen?
That's a great question, and it was something that people were talking about. And by the way, Tom, I see you calling in. I can only take one call at a time. I'm gonna wait for you next time, Tom, because I know I've never talked to you on the phone. He's a good friend of mine. I know his number, so I will pick up for Tom next. Just wait till I'm off the phone. But would I trade? No, I wouldn't. Now, I get why some people think that you should because he's got a world of talent. And Arizona was not a good football team, so you can't go by the stats. But I even before last year's draft, I don't think Rosen would have fit in New York. I still don't think he fit in New York. I don't like his I don't like his personality for New York. I know a lot of Jets fans wanted him. Jet Central's in love with him. I am not. I am the anti.
I thought more Jets fans wanted Baker.
Yeah, I Jet Central though loves Rosen.
What does he know?
No, he knows a lot.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's his guy. But I just don't think Rosen fits in New York. I don't think he'd make it here. I want no part of him. I would be very upset if the Giants did that.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah, but I get it. I get it because a lot of people think Rosen's better than anybody in this draft. But I think Haskins fits better. I think Haskins is meant for New York. I don't think Rosen is.
We'll see what happens. I hope the Jets and Giants a Monday night opener this year.
Oh my God.
That would be nice.
That would be perfect for the tailgate. Because
weather, everything. Yeah, exactly.
I prefer not a 1 o'clock game because then we got to get there at like 10 a.m. start drinking. So yeah, I'm doing I'm doing a meetup with Jet Central. We're bringing our subs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but,
maybe I'll join you.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm hoping it's not a 1 o'clock game. It probably will be. You know, but hopefully it's not.
I'd rather it be Monday night though.
Yo, God, forget about it. It'd be great. Sunday night, Monday night. I'm happy either way. Either way.
Yeah. All right, man. Get to your callers. Stay up, New York Jet fans.
Thank you so much, Joe, and thank you for those compilation videos. I do appreciate them. Thank you.
No problem, man. Anytime.
All right, brother. All right, Tom, I'm going to wait for you to call in. I'm going to keep hanging up on people because I saw you try to call in like 3 times now. So I'll wait till Tom. I'm going to give him 1 more minute. 1 more minute, Tom. He might have left. My friend Tom, I see his number. He's trying to call in. I'm going to give it 30 more seconds. There he is. There he is. There he is. What's going on, Tom? What's up, my man?
What's up?
What's up, my man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm loving this. This is so awesome. Watching you on the big screen.
Yeah,
it's like you're a professional here. I love it.
I love doing it, man. It's a lot of fun. What do you want to talk about? I know you know a lot about sports, so we can talk about whatever you want.
I've been dying to talk to you about the Knicks. I watch your videos, and I see you're now kind of backed off a little bit because I know you were nuts so after the trade went down, and I was like laughing hysterical. I'm like, I can't believe they just took a gamble to free up cap space in hopes to sign Kevin Durant and Kyrie. I mean, that is crazy.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. I think if they don't get those guys, it's a horrible move. I wanted to film that video as soon as I heard about it because I wanted raw emotion. I wanted a reaction video. So I didn't think about the trade at all when I made that video. I was like, I'm just gonna put my phone up and I'm gonna let New York know how I feel about this trade at the moment that I heard about it. And I was fuming.
Yeah.
I was upset. And I took a day or two to really breathe and relax. And I said to myself, I got to be fair, and I got to see what comes out of this trade. I got to see what happens in the summer. And if they bring in Durant and Kyrie, it was a good trade. So I got to be fair. Now, it was an extremely ballsy trade. And if they don't get those guys... Now, I will say this. There are 2 ways this can work in the Knicks' favor. And it's either a 1 or a 2-year plan. The first is they get those 2 guys. Trade was great. Right. Second is, if they don't get anybody, they cannot go and sign second-rate stars. If they do that, the trade is over. If they are patient with that, if they are patient with that cap space, and then they wait another year, they get an Anthony Davis, or they get a Kyrie this year and a Davis next year, I think it could still work out. But they have to be patient with that money. They wasted it the last time this happened. That is what I'm so worried about. When they wasted it on Amari Stoudemire. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. I think it's only going to work if they get the 1 or 2 pick because I think they have to get Zion or Barrett to recruit the other 2. I think if they get unlucky in the draft, I don't think the other 2 will come. And then it's all about, are they patient or are they going to go after, like you said, second-tier players and give them max money? Because then they destroyed everything. I mean, you could have sold everybody on Porzingis with a Kemba Walker and a decent draft pick and then maybe wait 1 more year to get 1 more guy. Now you're all in or you got to back off and be patient.
Exactly, and that's what I'm worried about because history shows, and I know it's a new regime, new GM, but history shows the Knicks are not patient. History shows that and that's what I'm worried about, and we'll see. I gotta think.
2.0, then.
If they sign Jimmy Butler, if they sign DeMarcus Cousins, if they sign these other numbskulls to max deals, a horrible trade. But something I have to believe in my heart. That they had and somebody called in earlier, Bobby called in earlier, and he said that there's a rumor that the Knicks are the favorites to land Anthony Davis via trade. And
that's new to me. I look at the Lakers offer that came out today. It was crazy. They
basically
offered every player on the team and 2 first-round draft picks. How can anybody top that?
Supposedly, what from what he said, and I have to see this, but he's very knowledgeable. He's a good sports fan. Supposedly, from what he said, they said they are completely out on the Lakers. They will not make a trade with the Lakers. Anthony Davis, they are out. And they said it's either the Celtics or the Knicks if they make a trade.
Well, Celtics have to be, I believe, after in the off season. I don't
do.
understand why, but for some reason it has to be in the off season, whatever reason. So that's later.
And I think the Knicks
and
would
the
be later too.
Probably
because
the same thing.
Yeah, I think it'll be later because I think the Pelicans want to see what pick they get. But I think what the
Right.
Knicks could offer potentially would be a top 2 or 3 pick, 2 future
Yep.
firsts, and Kevin Knox.
Yep.
I think that's what they have to offer, and whatever else to make the salary work. And then what potentially could transpire, the dream of Knicks fans, is they can still bring in Durant and Kyrie and make them take a little bit of a discount to make it work for the cap, and then they'd have a triple-headed monster. I think that's like what Knicks fans are praying for right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities there. I just, it's a gamble, and I don't want to hear that they know to get Kyrie, they know to get Kevin Durant. It's a total gamble. They don't know.
No,
They're
they don't
taking
know.
a chance.
They don't know. They gamble.
Right.
They're doing exactly what they did with LeBron. The only difference is the Knicks are in a better situation because now they have cap space. They have a young player in Knox. They have a top 3 pick coming up. So that's the only difference. When they went for LeBron, they had nothing.
Right.
So at least they have.
That's fair too.
But we'll see what happens, Tom. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. No, should be fun. I just want to tell you, I'm going to go to New Jersey in 2 weeks. If you want to make a good bet, Colts for the Super Bowl. I heard, if I'm correct, it's 20-1 odds. And if that's the case, I mean, you're talking about a great team that has the most money to spend this all season. I think it's close to a lot.
Wait. The Colts are 20-1.
That's what they said this morning on the radio. I did not double check it. I'm just going by what I heard on the radio because they're just going over like all the odds, and they said 21 for the Colts and 21 for the Bears. So if that's anywhere close to that, get your money on the Colts right now to win the Super Bowl.
Wow! With the amount, they have the most
didn't-
cap space in football.
Exactly. That is insane because I love the Colts. I had the Colts, Chiefs, Patriots, automatic. When I heard those odds, I'm like, I'm jumping to New Jersey in 2 weeks. And if it's anywhere close, even if it drops to 18-1, 17-1, but if it's anywhere close to 21, it's just a lock. At least, for odds. Not saying they're going to get there because you got the Patriots and Chiefs, but they were so good and they have the most money. And they don't. And it's not like they're dying for any one particular need. So that's dangerous. I mean, that's scary.
That I would put my money on. That's a great bet. I think the Colts are one of the 3 or 4 favorites. I love those odds, especially with the cap space that they have. They're gonna be able to bring in some big free agents. They have the offensive line. They have Andrew Luck. I like the Colts a lot next year.
They got the wide receiver. They got the young running backs. They got the young linebackers. Like it's like whatever they want, they can get, and they're ready to go.
Yeah, great call, Tom. Great call. I enjoyed talking to you. Hopefully you call in next time. Thank you for calling in, Tom.
Absolutely. Talk to you later.
All right, buddy. All right, we're taking more callers here. Cleveland is 20-1 as well. I heard that, Scott Thomas, but the Colts to me are a much better bet. Much better bet. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah.
How's it going, Entertainah?
What's going on?
It's Sam from New Jersey again.
Yeah, Sam. What's up, my man?
How's it going? Just want to talk some Giants real quick.
Yeah, well, I'm always up for talking Giants, my man.
I was going to talk about Janoris Jenkins. I thought he had a pretty good season. It was kind of like low-key, though. And I thought he played pretty well. And the coaches really, Betcher, after the year, kind of, raved about Jack Rabbit and the way he played throughout the season. I think he was kind of overlooked after the Apple trade as just, I don't know.
I'm with you on Jenkins. A lot of people want to cut Jenkins that you read. I don't want to cut him. I don't think you're gonna find somebody to replace Jenkins for the amount of money that you're gonna save. I don't. I wouldn't cut him. I mean, without him, who's your number one corner? Sam Beal?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't cut him because there's not a corner on the market that you can slide in there for that price. No, you can't do it unless you draft Greedy Williams. But I don't want them taking Greedy Williams with the 6th overall pick.
Yeah, I don't want Greedy Williams either.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to bring up Evan Ingram. I wanted to get your take on him. I mean, I'm kind of a fan of Evan Ingram, but I don't know if he really fits the scheme of Pat Shermer's scheme. Because even if you watch some of the games when Rhett Ellison played tight end, he was starting and Ingram was hurt or whatever he had with his hamstring throughout the whole season. Rhett played pretty well, and he was able to run that little double move up the seam, a couple simple routes. He played well in that Philly game also. So I don't know if Evan Ingram's a necessity with the offense.
Evan Ingram, I always say this, and Evan Ingram played a hell of a lot better the second half of the year. The first half of the year, he sucked. He wasn't even getting in the game. Evan Ingram, to me, is a luxury for a team that has a good offensive line. The Giants don't have a good offensive line. So, like,
Yeah.
I feel like the Giants need their tight end to block. And Evan Ingram can't block. And I agree with you that he doesn't fit the system that well either. He played good down the stretch, though. I can't say he didn't. He did.
Yeah.
They're going to keep him. He's only making $2.5 million. He's a playmaker. But I'm not a huge Evan Ingram fan for the Giants. I'm not. I'm really not.
I remember there was first play of the Dallas game, week 2, they lined him up against DeMarcus Lawrence, and he just got absolutely bull rushed. It was just
Yeah, he can't
crazy. I
block.
just remember that play.
The guy can't block, but we knew that when we took him. We knew he was going to be like a Jimmy Graham hybrid, type player. But
Yeah.
now Lee says, you're absolutely right. Evan Ingram, in terms of catching the football, is better than Red Ellison, but that's not what we're saying. We're saying Red Ellison is a much better blocker, and he fits the Giants system better. And then Evan Ingram, I wouldn't keep him when he's a free agent. I wouldn't. I'd let another team sign him.
No, I wouldn't either.
Because he doesn't fit. The Giants' offensive line is, unless they become a great offensive line, because you can't afford. They don't need him. They have the weapons. They need guys. They need guys that
way too many other holes to fill too.
Yeah,
Like,
they need guys that can block. They have Shepard, they have Barkley, they have Beckham. They don't need a receiving option at tight end. They really don't.
I also wanted to bring up the Lorenzo Carter. I know B.J. Hill is very impressive this year, and I think Carter kind of flew under the radar a little bit more than more than Hill, because Hill had a couple more sacks, I think, made a couple more plays. But I want to get your take on Carter and his role in the future.
Carter's got a huge upside. I loved that pick when they made it. It was Barkley was my favorite pick, but that was my second favorite pick. I was jumping when they took him. He ran like a 4.40 or something, which is crazy for an outside linebacker.
Yeah, he seems quick.
Yeah, the game where he stood out was that 49er game. He was all over the field. I like the kid a lot. He's got a lot of upside. He still has a lot to learn. They said he was a project when they drafted him. But he's got a lot of potential. He definitely could be. He has the potential to be a very good pass rusher in this league. There's no doubt about it. His physical attributes are through the charts. He's got huge arms, very quick, great athlete. It's just a matter of learning the game.
Yeah.
I love Lorenzo Carter.
Yeah. Good talking to you again. Just want to bring up some points that I had.
Man. I always love talking to you. Don't forget to drop your email.
Yeah, I did. I replied to you on Twitter also. I sent you my email and my phone number.
Very good.
Get in touch.
Very good stuff, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
That's it.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. Thank you for calling in.
You too.
Check marks in the house. Yes. Tell me a player that has this. What's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
It's OGR.
What's going on, One Giant Rebuttal? What's up, buddy?
Not too much. What's going on with you? So, quick question. Would you rather watch paint dry or rewatch that Super Bowl?
Oh, paint dry. Not even close. I said earlier I'd rather watch bird shit out my window. I want no part of watching that Super Bowl ever again. It's one of the worst things I've ever watched in my life. I'd rather watch, name the worst movie you've ever seen. I'd rather watch it on rerun 4 times. That's how bad that Super Bowl was. It was horrible. Horrible.
No, I hear you. But I didn't call in to talk about Super Bowl. Don't worry about it. So, earlier, the caller you just had on, I think the problem with the Giants, and a lot of Giants fans are going to disagree with what I'm about to say, we're a 30 to 35 throw offense. If you're going to throw at Odell 10 to 15 times a game, which we did in the beginning of the season, doesn't leave a lot for other people on the team, especially if you're going to throw another 5 to 10 to Saquon. You're looking at 10 throws max to anybody else on the team. Obviously, you have multiple routes, but obviously your primary receiver and primary, secondary weapon are going to get the market share. It doesn't leave a lot for Evan Ingram. It doesn't leave a lot for
Sterling
Shepard. So what I'm trying to say is those guys at the end of the year, their numbers, besides the Titans game, those guys' numbers improved. Right. What I'm trying to say is if we had a lesser receiver outside.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I just want to say thank you. Rover Sports, you don't have to do that, but thank you so much for the super chats. He says, fire Shermer, get Tua. You can't fire Shermer after 1 year. You can't do it. I know you don't like Shermer and you love Tua, but you can't do that. You can't do it. But go ahead.
Fire Shermer, get Tua. And who does he want to replace? I'm curious. I'll wait for.
Well, I know Rover Sports. I know who he wants. He wants like a college offensive mind college coach who likes high flying offensive plays. That's what he wants. He wants a guy like
kind of like
like a Kingsbury. He wants like a Kingsbury type.
Oh, okay. So if you want the Kingsbury type, I'm similar to Sean McVay, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So we'll watch our team go to the playoffs like Sean McVay.
He wants Chris Richard from the Dallas Cowboys. That's what he wants.
Or Shane Waldron. Yeah, both those guys. I want experience, Rover. That's what I want. I want experience, and I'll take Shermer.
Yeah, I still like Shermer. I still want to see what he could do the next 2 or 3 years. I'm going to give him time.
I'm going to give him time too.
Yeah.
I believe in giving guys time. That's what the Giants generally do. They give guys time. That's the Giants' mantra.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
But going back to what I was saying earlier, it doesn't leave a lot of market share. My thing is, Odell. Actually, I would say Odell doesn't fit this offense. I think you need more of like a Michael Thomas type, an Adam Thielen type, a possession wide receiver, kind of like how Amani Toomer was for the Giants earlier. Obviously we know I'm not the biggest Odell fan, but
I'm going to tell you right now though, and I'm not saying even what you're saying is wrong. Odell's here to stay. He's here to stay. They're not.
Oh no,
yeah.
I understand.
So he's either going to fit the offense or they're not going to do well. He's going to have to fit the offense. And I think I'm not worried about Odell putting up receiving yards. What I'm more worried about with him is his off the field nonsense and his leadership skills when we draft a rookie quarterback. That's what I'm worried about.
Exactly, and that's what I'm worried about as well. And I believe Odell's a ticking time bomb, and unfortunately, Dave Gettleman didn't give me any hope by saying we didn't sign him and trade him. So.
Yeah, no, they're not trading him. They'd have to be blown away.
Not this year.
Yeah, they're not trading him. We'll see, but I doubt it. I very much doubt it.
Yeah. What else was I going to say?
You were going to say
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but so you don't think he fits the offense, and we'll see. But I like the Giants next year. I really do. I think they're going to be better than people think. But I'll reserve judgment until after the draft because I got to see what direction. I got to see what direction
I'll
they go.
reserve judgment after the draft. Oh, that was the other question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Right now, definitive.
Yeah.
If you were a Giants GM and you had the number 6 pick, who are you picking?
Who's there? It all depends on who's there.
Who's there? We'll assume that the mocks that people generally have going 1 through 5. So I'll allow Haskins to be there. I'll allow Devin White to be there. I'm not going to allow any of the other top guys to drop.
You're not going to like hearing what I say. You're not going to like hearing what I say. I'm taking Haskins if he's there. Unless an unforeseen guy's there, like a Josh Allen, Quinnen Williams. I'm taking Haskins.
All right, I hear you. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. We'll see. He's the only quarterback I would take there. Only quarterback I'd take with the 6th selection.
He scares me, but we all know how I feel about him. Anyways, man, have a phenomenal night. Allow yourself to get to other callers, and I'll talk to you later, man.
And sub him up, One Giant Rebuttal. Thank you so much for the call, man. All right, and Chris Sino, I saw your message. I can only take one at a time, but I will get to you, I promise. What's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, man, I have a question after watching last night's game. What is the worst Super Bowl you've ever watched?
What you're asking, is that the worst Super Bowl I've ever watched?
Yes.
No, but it was pretty bad. I remember watching, I think it was Redskins-Bills when I was a kid. That was really bad. They won by like 35, 40 points. I've seen tons of blowouts early in my life. The Super Bowls early in my life were all blowouts. From like 91 to like 98, whenever the Broncos upset the Packers, they were all blowouts. One year the Steelers were leading the Cowboys at the half. I remember that when they had Neil O'Donnell, but then the Cowboys blew them out in the second half. But yeah, I've seen worse, but that one was really boring, and it was not a good game. It was tough to sit through.
I mean, I like defensive games, but I don't like a game, especially like as big as the Super Bowl. You go into the fourth quarter, 3-3.
Yeah, and I just want to answer Asia. Asia, I'm going to be on for a while. I'm going to be on till at least... I'll go... as long as the callers are good, I'm going to be on till at least 10 o'clock. But go ahead. Yeah, you were saying... you were saying you were disappointed with the game. Yeah, it was boring. It was boring, and you said you like defense. Yeah, but there was no like standout plays in this game from the defensive end. There wasn't like a huge pick, or a big sack. It was just like it was slow moving. It was 3 and outs. It was boring.
at one point the Rams punted like 10 straight times.
Yeah, I think it was 8. I think it was 8 straight times. They said the player of the game for the Rams was the punter. Because he did a good job punting. And that's a problem. When the punter's the player of your game, you're usually not going to win many games.
What, he had like a 5-yard punt that was a record?
Yeah, longest punt. He certainly got enough practice. He got 8 attempts to do it. You know? But, yeah, that he set the record for longest punt in Super Bowl history, which was actually a huge punt at the time. They were backed up deep in their own territory. He was able to change the field position, but obviously it didn't matter in the end.
My dad, he was talking when we were watching the game. He was just like, I feel so bad for the people that flew to Atlanta and spent all this money on these tickets.
Yeah, it was a horrible.
To watch Brady win another ring.
It was a horrible product last night. Awful product. Awful product. And the NFL got what they deserved. The referees blew the championship games, and then we got an awful Super Bowl. I thought it was going to be a great game, and I was dead wrong. I thought it was going to be like a 27-24, 31-27 type game. Just an awful game. Awful game.
I remember I was talking to my friend. I was just like, do you think if the referees wouldn't have blown that call in the NFC Championship game, Tom Brady would only have 5 rings?
Well, the way the Patriots played last night, you could certainly argue the Saints in a dome would have won that game. Yeah, you could certainly argue that. That's for damn sure. But I'm going to let you go because I got people calling in. I just want to say thank you so much for the call.
You're welcome, man.
All right, buddy. The Pats were the better team over last night. I'm not saying they weren't. I think the Saints could have beat them. Well, what's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, what's good, Entertainah? It's Troy.
Troy, what's up? What's going on, my man? Troy, of course, a big Knicks fan. What's up, man? What do you want to talk about?
What's going on, bro? I just wanted to say, I don't know why so many Knicks fans want Kyrie. That dude is just unreliable as hell. I don't know.
I'm not in love with Kyrie. I'm not in love with Kyrie because of the knees, and of course we've been burnt with Amare. I wouldn't take Kyrie if he was the like if you told me that you're only gonna get one max guy and it's gonna be Kyrie and then you're gonna have to wait till the next year, I wouldn't take him. But if he's like in that dream scenario where we get Anthony Davis, we get Durant, and you're telling me you could get Kyrie too, at that point I'm all in. I'm taking Kyrie.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I still just feel like he might get hurt though. You know what I mean? Look at the Celtics last year, hurt the entire playoffs. Like I don't know, you just can't really trust the guy. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I mean the guy's an injury waiting to happen. There's no doubt about it. And Knicks fans, I know we're scarred. We always think the worst thing's gonna happen. But at this point, the Knicks have sold their soul to the devil. They traded their best young asset. They've now said to the NBA and their fans that we are going to attempt to go for it over the next 2 years in free agency. That's the only thing that makes sense to me from that trade.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I mean, we do have all those first round picks, though. You know what I mean? So my thought is that if we strike out on these dudes, don't spend any of the money. Keep going back at it and trying to get some star players in here. And what was I gonna say? Just that damn, I just lost my train of thought.
No, you were just saying that I think you want to be patient if they miss out on the big names.
Yeah, but also as well that I don't know, I don't consider what they did. It's just that they're necessarily going all in on the free agents or it's all over. You know what I mean? I feel like we put ourselves in a good position to rebuild and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, the thing that I think they might do though, if it works out, I think they're going to use those first round picks they acquired to try to get Anthony Davis. I really think that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I don't know about that, to be honest. I think I'd rather just keep the money. You know how the first round pick's going to be. I don't know what, $9 million or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely get that mindset. Yeah. I definitely get that mindset, but something tells me that they are trying to make something big happen. And obviously, if we're getting Anthony Davis, you're trading that this year's first round pick. As I said earlier, if they went after AD at this point, I think it's going to cost you this year's first and the 2 firsts that you acquired in that trade. Plus another plus Knox.
I just think the Celtics might have a seat, to be honest, with a package.
But the one thing the Celtics can't offer, they can't offer a high first round draft pick like the Knicks can.
Yeah, but Tatum, that dude has a ton of potential. I mean, he was the second pick overall.
The question is, do they offer Tatum though? Do they offer?
Tatum? I've heard that they offered Tatum already to them.
It's going to cost more than just Tatum though, I think.
Well, a big package too, Tatum, Brown. I think they offered literally everything.
If the Celtics want to do that, let them. let them.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
the Knicks have a couple avenues they could go, though. They could go after Durant and Kyrie. They could be patient. They go on an AD. It's gonna be a very fun offseason. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'd rather get Jimmy Butler, to be honest, than Kyrie, with, of course, Kevin Durant and possibly Anthony Davis. But I don't know about that whole big three kind of thing, because the thing is, you can do that, but literally, like, if you max them all out, you can only get vets on the minimum, like, or on just minimum contracts straight up, because that, like, takes all your cap right there with all three of them getting the max.
The one thing I will say, though, when you have three superstars like that, you'll get players.
Right.
You'll get pretty good players that are willing to play for a cheap contract just to win a ring. You see it happen all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll take my chances if I get three superstars. I'll take my chances. We both know that the NBA is a star-driven league. When you have the stars, you have a chance.
Yeah, definitely. And DeAndre's best friends with Kevin Durant, so I think the Knicks, they're holding on to him too in hopes that
Well,
Durant
if they were ever able to keep DeAndre on like a whatever it is,
cheap contract
with 3 stars, they'd be the favorites. Definitely out of the East.
Yeah, I think DeAndre's a bit overpaid too, to be honest. Currently, he's making like 18 mil or something like that, and he's just a rim protector, great defender as well.
Yeah, well, DeAndre he doesn't fit the modern day NBA, but I like players like that. But I agree with you. I wouldn't pay him a big contract.
You got scores around him, then that's really all you need, to be honest.
Yeah, but I'm gonna let you go. I got a bunch of people calling in, but thank you so much,
right,
man. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy.
Right,
I hope you enjoy the wrench.
What do you say?
I said I hope you enjoy the wrench. I gave you the wrench.
Oh yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah.
All right, my man. Have a good one. Somebody in the chat, Grant Johnson's asking me if I'm looking for a good time. Not tonight, Grant. Not tonight. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? Who's this?
The other Sam from Jersey.
The other Sam from Jersey. What's up, other Sam from Jersey?
All right, so I wanted to know how would you feel if let's say Jacksonville traded up in front of us to take Haskins, right? Which I don't think so, because the Eagles came out and said they'll trade Foles for a 3rd rounder.
Okay.
But would you this year? Let's say we draft somebody like Devin White, somebody to help us on defense. Would you still wait another year or go for Tua? Wait another year after next year to go for Trevor Lawrence, or?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is all based on where we finish. I mean, if we don't finish anywhere near the first pick, you're not getting either one of those guys. So, like, if the Giants draft Devin White and they make the playoffs, you're not gonna be. You'd have to trade everything. You'd have to trade the whole stadium to move up to get Tua, and the same thing goes for Lawrence. So that is why a lot of people are wanting to take the quarterback this year, because you don't know where you're gonna be picking the following 2 drafts. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if they finish with the 20th pick, you're not going to be able to trade up. You're not. It's just not going to happen. It's not conceivable.
Yeah. And one thing that's been, I've noticed has been really annoying is, have you noticed a lot of 49ers fans are talking about how they could trade Odell, they could get Odell, or they can get someone like AB for very cheap.
Wait, you talking about the Jets?
No, the Niners.
Oh, the Niners. Well, Odell's to get Odell, the Niners would have to give up that 1st-round pick, in my opinion. If I'm the Giants, I'm not trading him for less than a 1st-round pick. We just saw Amari Cooper get a 1st-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trading for less than a high 1st-round pick. And I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Niners would be foolish to do that. I think they have the ability now to draft a franchise-changing defensive player and pay him half of what Beckham makes. So I think it doesn't make sense for the Niners.
And last thing, way too early, who do you predict to be in the Super Bowl next year?
Yeah, somebody asked me this earlier. I'll go. I was joking last night. I was drunk when somebody asked me this, but I'll go. I'm gonna go Colts, and I'm gonna go. I'll go Saints. I'll go Colts and Saints. Colts and Saints.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, I was thinking more. I was thinking we're gonna have almost a repeat, but the teams that got cheated in the playoffs, so the Chiefs and the Saints.
That'd be a fun game. I mean, that'd be a great game. We'll see. I still think the Saints got a great team. I think Brees still has at least 1 or 2 more great years left, so they're definitely in it. They're definitely in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Michael Thomas just needs to stop complaining. He's definitely been a diva off the field ever since the game.
Yeah, he's a great receiver, though. But, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, receivers are divas. We know this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let you go. I got somebody calling in right now.
All right.
Thank you so much for calling in. All right. I just hung up by accident. I think that was Rover, 610. So, Rover, go ahead and call back in. I'll take Rover. All right. Is this Rover?
Hello?
Rover?
Yes.
Rover!
I'm sorry.
We got the bear in the chat. And once again, thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you very much.
Oh, of course. This is the best show all week. I mean, the other caller that was talking, first of all, like, the versatility of your callers are the best. You know, we got one talking about the Knicks and Jimmy Butler versus Kyrie, and then we're talking about the Super Bowl. We're talking about Tua and
That's what I do.
Everything
That's
I
what I
love.
do, Spencer. I move around. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know me.
Exactly right, and that's what Rover Sports is all about too. You know, roving from topic to topic. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
You know, so I could talk a lot of topics, but I'd say that my pick for next year's Super Bowl, I really think that the Dallas Cowboys are lengths better than the New York Giants, and the Cowboys have a great chance to make it to the Super Bowl because of that defense, because of the continuity of the coaching staff, because Garrett didn't get re-signed. The Cowboys killed us. Well, in the second game of the season, the Cowboys could have won that game 40-10 if they had Amari Cooper, and I think the Cowboys are a lot better than the New York Giants. And I'm a Giants fan.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're a Giants fan? Because you have been riding this Cowboy wave now since week 8. Telling me they're gonna go to the Super Bowl. Now you tell me before the draft, before free agency. You're already telling me that the Cowboys are going to dominate the division. How can you say that? We don't know who the Giants. We don't know. You don't know who the Giants are going to sign and draft. You don't know how it's going to go.
Well, why aren't the Cowboys going to be bad? Why aren't the Cowboys going to be a good team next year? I mean, why?
I didn't say they're not going to be. Right now, they're the favorites. But the Giants,
right.
The Giants could improve. The Giants could definitely improve.
Giants are going to need to kind of, I mean, we're going to need even if the Giants have a great off season, then we're going to be getting to the playoffs for the first time under Pat Shurmur. We're probably going to leave like the Bears did this year in the playoffs. Like the Bears had a really good team, but they were shell-shocked. The moment was too big for the Chicago Bears. So I guess I'll take a wild...
Wait. I don't mean to interrupt you, Rover.
No, it's your show.
But you're telling me the moment was too big for the Bears, and you're absolutely right. But you cannot tell me that the moment would be too big for Eli Manning. The guy's won 2 Super Bowls. You get Eli Manning in the playoffs, I'll roll the dice.
You're right. I do love Eli Manning. I do love Eli. I love, even in the Green Bay game, he had some good throws in the first half that we couldn't haul in. That Green Bay game, Hail Mary was a killer. That's the most sad I've ever been watching a football game in the past few seasons. Was that Packers game?
Well, no, you're right, and what was so depressing about that game were the Giants. They dominated that football game in the first half, and they didn't show it on the scoreboard. I mean, they absolutely dominated that Packer team, and the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, this isn't good because the Giants are absolutely destroying the Packers right now, and it's a tie game. And then, of course, that was the knockout blow with that Hail Mary, and the game was over after that.
Well, you know what? Cromartie got injured in the first half, but the defense was so incredible in the first half. We were holding them down the whole time, and we had a couple of big runs. We had to settle for some field goals. But the game changed when we got a 4th down stop, and Eli hit Tavares King from 40 yards out and made it a 1-point game. And then Aaron Rodgers drove right down our throat to push it from 1 to 8. And that was the worst drive that I've seen in probably 8 years. The defense just fell apart. And then we got embarrassed in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that was a backbreaker, that Hail Mary. There's no doubt about it.
I'm talking after the Hail Mary, it was a 1-point game in the middle of the 3rd quarter.
No, I know it was, but
you got to show mental toughness. Hail Marys happen.
The defense fell apart, and 856, whoever you are, there's no point in calling in. I have a person on the line. I cannot answer. You've called me like 12 times now. 856. I don't know if you're new to the channel. I cannot answer you when I'm on the phone with somebody. 856. So please, just wait. Just wait. I'm just going to keep hitting hang up, keep going. But I'm going to keep doing it. But maybe he's got me on silent, though. I got to be fair. But
right. And try to call in the cell when the conversation is winding down. That's what I tried to do.
Yeah.
You know, call when the conversation is winding down. But go ahead.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm sorry, I got interrupted because that caller.
We're talking about Giants-Packers. Giants-Packers.
Oh, Giants-Packers. No, I mean, you're right. They came back. They made it a 1-point game. But after that, I knew the game was over when they hit that Hail Mary. I knew the game was over. And Odell Beckham in that game was absolutely horrific. And of course, he went out on the boat the night before, and then he goes out. How many drops did he have in that game? 3, 4?
Right, and then the plane was destroyed. He decided to destroy the property of the airplane on the way home. You know, just flipping out. And then next year, our expectations were so high, and that's when it all went. You know, that's why Ben McAdoo didn't control that locker room. But I would love to be in the playoffs again. I'm dying for it as a Giants fan.
I think they'll be there within the next 2 years. I really do. But we'll see, because I just think they're too talented. And I think Gettleman's going to fix the trenches. I really do. He has a history of it. He's been great at building offensive and defensive lines over the course of his career. And I think once they fix the trenches, you could put me a quarterback and I'll have a pretty good year. So that's
yeah. It's not like the Seattle Seahawks. It's not like the Seattle Seahawks this year were that good. It's not like the Seattle defense was great. You know, their running backs, their offensive personnel, and they were a playoff team. It's not like we're that far from Seattle and from the Minnesota Vikings.
They led the league in rushing. That's why they were a playoff team. The Seattle Seahawks jammed the ball down your throat. That's what the Giants got to become. They got to get back to Giants football.
This could be the greatest opportunity because we play the AFC East. We're never going to get an easier stretch. I mean, Brian Flores, Adam Gase, Sean McDermott and Josh Allen and the Bills, that's like one of the worst coaching leagues that we have. You know, the Atlanta Falcons are down. Cam Newton is hurt. There's some opportunity this year, and for Pat Shurmur, we just have to show some consistency under Pat Shurmur, and it's so important for him. And I mean, if the Giants draft Dwayne Haskins, Pat Shurmur's going to get another few years. That could be the best thing to happen to Pat Shurmur.
Well, I think that's exactly what's going to happen, and I really do think Haskins is going to be here. But I'm going to let you go because 856 is still calling me. It's been like 30.
Wait, can I say one point before I hang up about the Super Bowl?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that everybody, everybody used to say, oh, the commercials used to be better and the game used to be better. I know that yesterday was a pun-a-thon, but there were some other bad Super Bowl. Bears, Colts, Steelers, Seahawks.
Whoa.
It's not like Broncos and Panthers was a sensational game. And I'll take yesterday's game all day over Seattle blowing out Peyton Manning. And Peyton Manning, that game was over in the third quarter at MetLife Stadium. Red Hot Chili Peppers, that was a joke. Worst Super Bowl ever.
Great point. And I will
Patriots are the better football team, and the Patriots deserve to win the Super Bowl.
And I'll also say this. You're not as old as me. Oh, you just hung up. All right, Rover. Thank you. And hello, who is this?
Yo, what's up? This is Seth Friedman from Canada.
Seth Friedman, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man, what's up? So, I've been watching your podcast for weeks now, and I love what you're doing and stuff, and I'm not really here to talk sports. I'm here for, a favor.
Okay.
Can you just do me a favor and just say, what town?
Say the words, what town?
Yep.
What town?
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Love you.
All right. What the hell? Okay, then. That was weird. All right. He said, that was the 856 number. He wanted me to, was there a joke to that I missed? He called me 30 times to ask me to say what town. What town? What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Oh, goddamn, finally.
Chris Senor, what's going on, my man?
Goofy goofers out there in the world, finally got them on the channel. Chris Senor in the house right now.
Chris Senor is in the house. Love Chris Senor. What's going on, my man?
I just have a quick question. They're all Charger related, but do you think they're gonna come back next year?
Chargers, yeah. Chargers have a ton of talent.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna win a Super Bowl. I really don't, because you know how I feel about Philip Rivers. But I'm picking the Chargers to win your division next year. Actually, I think they're gonna win the West.
The West, yeah.
I think they're a better
I
team
don't
than
know.
the Chiefs. I think they're a better team than the Chiefs.
Yeah, really?
I do. I really do. I do. I don't like that Chiefs defense. They're gonna lose D Ford, who's their best player on defense.
Yeah.
I like the Chargers next year in the division. Yeah.
Is it loud in the background? Can you hear the water?
No water.
No?
No water.
Because it's raining. It's raining hard out here. So. Yeah.
No water.
But yeah. Anyways, do you like if they take the division? You think they're gonna be able to make it to the AFC Championship?
Why not?
If
Yeah.
they take the division?
Yeah, why not? They're one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the AFC, in my opinion. There's no reason to think they can't. I'm just not picking them, but they definitely could. Yeah.
So, and then another question is that if Brady and Belichick leave, do you think that opens a huge spot for the Chargers to make it to the Super Bowl with the Patriots finally out of the way? If they're out of the way, if Bill and Tom leave.
Okay, but they're not gonna leave. I don't think. I mean,
I know, but it's like a what if question. It's just like, well, what if?
what are you saying? If they left, what? Well, what's the question?
If Bill and Tom left the Patriots, do you think the Chargers have a good chance? Because this year it was the Chargers and the Patriots that were kind of like the thing that stood in the way of the Chargers of making the Super Bowl. And if it all plays out again, if we go 12-4, 13-3, do you think if we match up against the Patriots somehow, do you think we'll have a good chance?
Oh,
If they bring in,
yeah.
like, a rookie?
I'll tell you this right now. If Brady and Belichick left, the Patriots wouldn't even make the playoffs. I mean, that's their whole team. I mean, their whole team is the head coach and the quarterback. So, yeah, you got – the AFC would be wide open. I mean, it is wide open. Anybody could still win the AFC next year. But,
Yeah.
I mean, if they were out, I mean, it's either most likely going to be the Chiefs, the Chargers, maybe the Browns. I like the Browns a lot. Steelers, Ravens.
Yeah, the Browns definitely. Browns are definitely.
Yeah, Steelers, Ravens, you can never count out. But I mean, it would be wide open. It'd be a crapshoot. But it's not gonna happen. Don't get your hopes up.
And the Raiders, because I'm kind of worried for them, honestly. Worried for the Chargers if they draft a quarterback, if they somehow draft a quarterback, do you think they can become explosive and dangerous like one of those dark horse picks in the NFL?
Not next year.
The Oakland Raiders?
Not next year. The Raiders are probably 2 years away. I like what they're doing there. They've accumulated a lot of picks.
Yeah.
I think Gruden's got a good mind there, and I think they will be very good probably in 2 years, maybe 3. But they're definitely headed in the right direction, but not next year. Way too soon.
Oh, well, what was the Super Bowl yesterday, though? That's still my question. What was that Super Bowl?
It was the worst thing I've ever
damn.
watched. It was the worst thing I ever watched in my life. Worst thing I've ever watched
gayest
in my
thing
life.
I've ever seen was when the dude took off his shirt. That's the gayest thing I've ever seen. I swear to freaking God. That's worse than Chris having dolphin sex, bro. Yeah, also, them dolphin ladies and men, transgender dolphins, Chris is single out there, If you're looking for a really good slice of pizza,
Chris Seno's
he
the
can
best.
show you around New York.
Chris Seno's the best. I always appreciate when you call in. And I'm
Yeah,
going to let you go, but once Philly makes my song, and I'm hoping he does soon, and once Philly 500 makes my song, I want you to come on and sing it.
All right, yeah, definitely.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to hang up on him. Playboy must have missed that stream about the Dolphins. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hello, I have something to say, and I am very upset. One of my friends just texted me. He said, I'm going to read it out to you. It says, Nick Foles is the greatest. We could probably trade him for Odell and Saquon and maybe some picks.
Okay. Your friend's a moron?
Yes.
Nah, that's all I could say about that. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, and you could tell him. You could tell him I said that.
I mean, it's just, there's a couple of Philly fans that, I mean, unlike, people like Philly 500. He knows exactly what he's talking about. He knows everything. Like, there's some Philly fans that I don't even know. They just say the dumbest stuff. Like, we can trade Alshon Jeffrey for Patrick Mahomes and maybe some other talent. Like,
I think you need to get new friends. I think you need to get new friends because this guy is not. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Maybe you need to slap him over the head because there is no way in hell we're trading. I wouldn't trade Saquon Barkley for their entire team, and you can tell him I said that. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go to bad dog boot camp. I'm gonna beef up and then I'm gonna slap him in the back of the neck.
All right, my
Very
man.
hard.
Thank you so much for calling in. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, next caller. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
All right, mate. How's it going?
Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
Oh, what's going on, Stephen Lilly?
It's all good, mate. How's yourself?
I'm doing good, man. And what did you think of that Super Bowl? I mean, you were up late watching it. You told me you fell asleep.
For me, it's the greatest Super Bowl of all time because I get to watch it with you guys. No, normally I don't get to watch it with anyone, so it was great for me.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, my man. Great subscriber, Stephen Lilly. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
I've got to say, I know a lot of people hate on the Pats and on Brady and Belichick and people like that, but I just love watching what they're doing, and I think that Belichick is the greatest coach of all time.
Oh, it's not even close.
Guy, I just want him now to retire and come the GM of the Giants and just turn us into an organisation that the Pats have been built on for 20 years.
Yeah, it's not even close. Bill Belichick is not just the best coach now; he's the best coach ever, and probably in any sport. I mean, he's unbelievable. What that guy does with the talent that he has, it's just ridiculous. I mean, he gets the most out of every player he drafts. And every move he makes, sometimes he makes trades that make you scratch your head. Like, did he really just trade that guy for a 5th-round pick or whatever? And he makes it work. And it's just like, he's phenomenal. He really is.
Yeah, he just sees something in ordinary players and turns them into great players because of his team's philosophy. He normally trades down rather than up, even though he's already way down in the pick order anyway. It's just unbelievable what he does season after season.
No, you gotta give credit where it's due. He's unbelievable, and I mean, look what he did with Tom Brady. Tom Brady, a lot of people didn't even think belonged in the league, and now he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Go figure.
Yeah, just ridiculous. So I'd love him to come out GM after Gettleman and that. Let's see what we can do and pull him back over to New York.
Well, I love Gettleman. I love Gettleman. I love everything he brings to this team. Of course, if you tell me we can have Belichick, I mean, the guy's brilliant, but I think Gettleman's going to get this team going in the right direction. I really do. I think the Giants made a really wise choice with Gettleman.
Do you know what? I think this draft is going to show what he's really made of. Because last year when he signed Saquon, everyone absolutely trounced on him. But I just don't want him pulling a quarterback for the sake of a quarterback this year. Let's fill some of our holes, because I just don't think this quarterback class is good enough to be a franchise quarterback in any way, any of them.
It's fair. It's definitely fair to say. I mean, every one of them, none of them are slam dunks. Last year you had slam dunks. This year there are no slam dunks. I'll be the first to tell you that. The only reason why I am a proponent of taking Haskins if he's there, and I don't even know if he's going to be, probably a good chance he won't be. There's a good chance someone's going to jump us for him. But it's because we don't know where we're going to be picking in the next 2 years. And the Giants are going to need a quarterback sooner than later. And if they don't take one in this draft, and they finish with the 20th pick next year, what are you going to do? Like, they're in a tough spot.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think, look, for me, at the beginning of last season, I'd have said it's unforgivable. But now, with certain players we drafted in Saquon, I think we've always got OBJ in our back pocket to trade up. Even if we get just one first-round pick high up the top to trade to get the quarterback we need for the future, man, I'd do it in drop of a hat now.
That's fair to say, but then I get what you're saying. First off, you don't know if the team's going to want OBJ, and secondly, I could argue, I know you don't like the quarterbacks in this draft, but I could argue I could take Haskins in this draft and I don't have to sacrifice OBJ.
Yeah, true. I get you, but I just think that when I look at the talent that is in this draft, it's not in the QBs, it's in other areas.
You're right.
And I think the Giants are going to do better.
The strength in this draft is definitely on the defensive side of the ball. Anybody would tell you that. It's not even. It's obvious. It's obvious. So
I just don't think we're going to hit the 20th either. You know, I think next season we're probably going to be around 8 to 12. So, you know, it could be we're going to be high, it could be we're going to be lower, depending on how things go with the Giants. We're in rebuild. So I just don't see us being that low down on the draft anyway for what you're saying with the 20th pick or whatever. I don't see that happening.
I think it could. I don't think. I mean, the NFL, we've seen crazy things happen. The Eagles, the year before they won the Super Bowl, I think we're a 6-win team. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl, but I think they could have a good year, the Giants. I wouldn't rule it out. I'm not saying I'm picking it for sure, but it's just a gamble if you don't take a quarterback. It really is. And, I mean, it's a gamble if you take one, too. If you're not shoring them, they have to be shoring them. I'm not going to be upset either way, as I've kept saying. I don't think they need to take a quarterback, but I wouldn't be against it. Let's put it that way.
No, I totally agree. I'm not sold on Tua by any means. In fact, look at what Trevor Lawrence did to him in the last game that they played. I'm not a Tua fan at all anymore after watching that, if I'm honest with you. But I don't know much about Haskins. He hasn't played a lot from what I keep looking at and reading about. I think Kyler Murray is a real risk. And the other guys just don't come up to standards. So I think the Giants really need to do their due diligence if they're going to actually pull this Haskins.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. You always do when it's a quarterback. I like Daniel Jones, but not with that pick. If he fell in the second round, which he's not going to, I'd like him in the second round, but he's not going to be there. Somebody's going to take him in the first round. We'll see. I mean, they could go second round quarterback. We'll see. It's going to get interesting. We'll know more as it approaches with the combine and everything else.
Yeah, totally agree. And one last thing before I go. Do us a favour, slap that bloody Rover upside the head. Man, what kind of Giants fan is he?
I'll let him know.
All right, buddy. Have a good evening, and I'll chat to you next time.
All right, Stephen Lloyd. Thank you so much. All right, have a good one. The Dolphin stream will be the greatest hits volume 2, Joe Musa says. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it will be. That actually wasn't the initial Dolphins stream, Joe Musa. That was the second, but it's still hilarious. Kendra, what's going on? She said, I'm glad to catch you. Yes, Kendra. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, Chris, Bavith, how you doing, bro?
Bavith, what's up? I'm just gonna say Bavith. What's up?
Yeah, so how'd you feel about that Super Bowl?
How did I feel about that Super Bowl? It was the worst thing I've ever watched in my life. That's how I felt about the Super Bowl. It was horrible. I would have rather watched the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, you're right. So because Dante Flowers, he's on the what's it called, defensive line of the Rams. Would you pick him up?
He's a free agent, right?
Yep.
It depends what he's going to cost. I mean, I don't know if we're going to have enough money. You know, it depends on. We're going to have to make cuts to make big ads in free agency. So Dante Fowler could be a nice fit. He was a high draft pick. The Jaguars just didn't have room for him. That's why they let him go. With Ngakoue, how he's performed, but I don't know. It depends. It depends what we do. He wouldn't be my first preference. If you told me money wasn't an issue, I would go after a D Ford, someone like that, way before him. But if we could get him on a cost-effective deal, he might be a nice piece to add with the pass rush.
Yeah, but I started talking about cuts, but like Shimmer always said that he's not trying to build like a new team. He's trying to keep a chemistry. So who would you cut, like, to keep a chemistry?
It all depends on who they plan to draft. Because if they plan to draft, like, I'll give you an example. If they plan to draft the middle linebacker, the guy I did the preview on today, then you cut Ogletree. If they, you know what I'm saying? If they plan to draft Greedy Williams, then you cut Jenkins. So that's going to have a lot to do with it. For them to sign big guys, they're going to have to cut one of those guys. They're going to have to cut Vernon. They're going to have to cut Jenkins. Hold on one second, Bavith. Hold on one second, guys. Yeah, hold on. I got it. I couldn't find mine. I used it. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Sorry, guys. I'll be right back. Oh, sorry about that. So what we were talking? Oh yeah, who they would cut. Yeah, they're gonna have to cut somebody, or Eli's gonna have to take a huge pay cut for them to be able to sign big names in free agency.
Well, I'm only set on getting a QB. Well, I'm predicting we're getting a QB because it's all the reports saying that Gellman's going after going a QB. So like I will actually be surprised if we get anybody else besides QB.
You think we're taking QB no matter what? Like even if Haskins is gone, you think we're still taking a QB at 6?
Well, the reports are saying that Gellman's actually trying to go up in the draft, so on the first round.
Jake said, yeah, a lot of people disagree with me, Jake. A lot of people think, I think any one of these quarterbacks, you could argue that about a lot of quarterbacks. I like him, though. I like him. I like his moxie. I think he's got the right. There's certain players, I think judging a quarterback in the New York market is different than judging a quarterback in most markets. And I said it earlier, Josh Rosen has a ton of ability. Don't think he would have made it in New York. A guy like Haskins, I think he's meant to play in New York. I think he's got that attitude. I think he wants to be here. I like Haskins for New York, and I like his ability. I know he's got question marks. He played in a college-style offense. A lot of people say he doesn't throw good under pressure. I like him. There's something about him I like. I like Baker Mayfield, too. I thought he would have been perfect for New York. There's something about Haskins I like.
All right. What if I heard you say like drafting QB in the second round? Kyler Murray falls to the second round. Do you take him?
Yes, but he won't.
But what if he does?
Yeah, I'd take a shot at him in the second round. He's worth the flyer there because you don't have to pay him a lot of money. You're not committing a lot to the guy, and yeah, I would take him. I would definitely take him. I would definitely take him. No. I was saying if he doesn't play well, you could always cut him. Second round, you're not committing a lot of money to him. Like you look at Will Hernandez this year. He made $1.5 million. So the thing is, if he goes second round, he's playing baseball. That's the thing. He ain't gonna play.
Yeah.
Football. That's the thing.
So I don't know who's at the door. Is that Kendra?
That was Kendra, actually. That was Kendra. Yeah, that was Kendra.
All right, man. I'm gonna have to go now.
All right, my man. Thank you so much for the call. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
You too, man. Thank you.
All right. Jake, you're right. Traditionally, they don't. But traditionally, Oklahoma didn't either, and Baker Mayfield's pretty damn good. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in. Hello?
Hi. Hey, what's up? So, you were just talking about Dwayne Haskins and all those guys. So, you know how Dave Gettleman drafts? If you're Dave Gettleman and he drafts the best player available, that's his mindset. That's why he drafted Saquon Barkley. Who do you think he's going to draft if he's drafting based on best player available? Because I did just watch your thing on Devin White, and that was really good, but there are a lot of really good players to take up there.
Yeah, I appreciate that. If he's going best player available, he's not taking a quarterback. As much as I like Haskins, he's not the best player available at 6. I'd have him probably more in the 13 to 15 range. I think that's more of a need pick if the Giants take him. If he's going best player available, White is definitely one guy that you would consider there. I don't even know if White's going to get to us. I've seen some mocks where he goes to the Raiders at 4. White would definitely be a guy I'd consider. Farrell's another guy I'd consider. Of course, if any of the big 3 fall to us, they won't. But Allen, Bosa, Williams, Quentin Williams. I would say the Farrell. I would say that the linebacker or Farrell would probably be the best player available there, potentially. Ed Oliver's another guy people like, athletic defensive tackle. Jonah Williams, offensive tackle. I really like the linebacker. I really like the linebacker, Devin White. I really like him.
So he's your guy right now?
If they're not taking a quarterback, Devin White or Farrell. Those would be the 2 guys I want, yeah.
How much water do you hold for the ability of someone like Colin Farrell? Because he did play with Dexter Lawrence and Christian Wilkins, who are 2 other first-round talent D linemen. Like, that D line was so good, I think it's hard to put all the spotlight into one guy being that much better than the other.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Say that again.
So Clelin Ferrell is supposedly one of the best pass rushers in the draft, but he was on a defensive line that had Christian Wilkins and it had Dexter Lawrence, and they're both first-round talents also.
Right.
So how can you it's really confusing to me how people can put him that high if he did have a ton of help on the defensive line.
That's fair. That's fair to point out. I mean, to be fair, I haven't done my preview video on him. I just know a lot of people like him. I've seen him play. I think he's good. I haven't done enough research on him. But I think by what most experts say, that what I've read, again, I haven't done my preview video on him. I'm going to, probably in the next couple of weeks. He's probably going to be the best edge rusher there by what most experts say when the Giants pick. I mean, of course, you got Burns. That's another guy people like.
Yeah.
But it's probably... maybe you could take Burns, too. You know, it depends on who they like. It depends on how they perform at the Combine. But I really like Devin White.
Okay, and also with our obvious need at corner, because Jack Rabbit, I don't know, the past 2 years, he just did not do what he did under Steve Spagnuolo.
Greedy Williams?
Well, you know what? Actually, I have Greedy third on my board. I actually like Byron Murphy the most. I think he's the best all-around corner, then DeAndre Baker, then Greedy Williams. But I don't know if a lot of people remember that we drafted Sam Beal in the supplementary draft last year, and he had a first-round talent on him.
Yeah.
And how much do you bank on Sam Beal being that good and not addressing a need at corner in this draft if you try to address it elsewhere? Like, how risky is that, do you think?
They can't take a corner with the 6th overall pick. I don't think there's a corner good enough, in my opinion. There's too many good...
I mean, even second round or free agency, just addressing corner in general.
Right. I would hold on to Jenkins. I've said that. I would hold on to Jenkins. I don't think you're going to find a corner for the amount of money you would save on him that's going to be as good as Jenkins. So I would give Jenkins another year. I'd start Beal at the other spot. That would be my strategy going in. And I would try to either draft a safety or find one in the draft. That would be my strategy with the secondary.
So I know this is like a very unlikely scenario, but I think if we were going to make any free agency signings, I'd go all in on Earl Thomas because when he was in the Legion of Boom, like he was the best player in that secondary by far. It wasn't even close.
A lot of people
He made everyone around him better. Shaquille Griffin, right now the starting corner for the Seahawks, he was 10 times better with Earl Thomas behind him. This year he was awful. It's just there's so much of a difference back there. I know everyone's like, oh, he's going with the Cowboys, but if anyone's worth breaking the bank, like I'd want Earl Thomas on my team. Like he's just that good of a player. Like first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
Earl Thomas is great. He was the best player in that Seahawks secondary. Richard Sherman got a lot of the accolades, but I agree with you. He was the best player in that secondary. It depends. Because I really think their biggest need in free agency is going to be the offensive line. Because I don't think they're going to take an offensive lineman in the draft early. I don't think they're going to take one in the first round. They might take one in the second round, which would be where they took Will Hernandez last year. And I wouldn't be upset if they take Earl Thomas. We definitely could use him in the secondary. I really want Darrell Williams as the right tackle in free agency. I think he's
from the Panthers. Oh yeah, me too, definitely.
Yeah, I think he's a perfect fit. He would cost about $8 or $9 million from what most people say. So if they have enough money to get him...
He was drafted by Dave Gettleman.
2015. Yeah, 2015.
It makes sense. He was a fourth-round pick. He was second-team All-Pro last year.
Well, he was hurt last year, but the year before.
Yeah, the year before, yep.
Yeah, but and then the other guy that I hear that Gettleman drafted that the Giants could be potentially interested in on a cost-effective deal would be Funchess, the wide receiver. But,
Devin Funchess. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but... I like Thomas, but I would try to address the offensive line first. And if I had enough money, maybe I'd go after him.
Now, one more thing. Do you keep or let go Cody Latimer?
I'd let him go.
Let him go? Even with his crazy performance against Cowboys Week 17?
Well, okay, I'll say this. It depends what they do in the draft. It depends what they do in free agency. If they ever sign Funchess, there's no point in him being on the team. But maybe they could elect to keep him on a cheap deal rather than get a guy like a Funchess, which would cost a little bit more money. So I'm not going to be upset if they keep him. I mean, he doesn't make that much money. So
because I saw a mock draft where the Giants took Hollywood Brown in the second round. I don't think he's falling that far, but I saw that because they said that they need someone to stretch the field. And I was like, okay, we got Odell. But to be honest, I felt like this year he lost a step from the injury. I was at that game where he lost the injury. I heard him screaming. It was one of the most terrifying things I've ever heard in my life. And I do believe that he lost a step. I don't know if he's going to get that back, but I do believe somebody that could stretch the field is kind of a need.
It might be a need, but it's more of a luxury at this point. We have much bigger needs. Pass rusher, offensive line, quarterback, cornerback, safety, all that before wide receiver. So there is no way I'm taking a wide receiver in the second round. I think they would be lunatics if they did that. Lunatics. If they like a wide receiver in the 4th or 5th round, sure, take a shot.
I've seen him taking, for his like Lil Jordan something from Texas or whatever in the 4th round. So one more thing, if Byron Murphy, because I've seen him fall pretty far, if he falls to the 2nd round, do you take him even if Kyler Murray's right there in the 2nd round?
Yes. If he's the best player on my board, yeah. I don't like Kyler Murray. I'll be the first to tell you that. I know a lot of Giants fans do, and they think he'll be fun. I don't want him. If they take him, I'm not going to be upset. Like, I'll roll with it. I'll say, maybe something fun could come from this. Maybe he'll light up the offense. I want no part of the guy. I don't want him on the Giants. I don't think he fits what the Giants are trying to do.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with you. I've been watching a lot on him, and I'm not so happy. All right. Thank you so much.
You got it, man. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right.
Oh, yeah, Willie Mack. He's absolutely a Hall of Famer. Absolutely a Hall of Famer. Lines are open. Anybody wants to call in? Well, what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. Is that a parrot? Is that a parrot? Is a parrot calling me right now? You want to talk football?
Dolphin was 13 feet long. Leave him alone, they said. Separated by fools who don't know what dolphin love is, yeah. But the entertainer wants you to know, and that's all you're getting. We never went to the moon. Tina.
Philly 500 just gave you, I don't know if that was the full rendition, but he just gave
That's part of it,
He just gave you part of the new Entertainah song. Unbelievable stuff. I thought it was parrots. It was dolphins. It was dolphins in the background.
Yes, sir.
Philly 500.
I was laying in bed. I'm sick with a fever, and I heard you mention, I'm listening to you half in, half out, and I heard somebody say, the song. I said, I got to give him half of it. Half of it.
Philly 500 is the man. What is going on, brother? I hope you're feeling better.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm sick, dude. I'm really sick, man. Like 102-degree fever. Kick my butt. That was the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen last night. And,
you got 102-degree fever?
Yeah.
Wow.
I do.
And you're still making videos?
I'm still making videos. I when I got something to say, it drives me nuts until I say it. So,
What did you think of that Super Bowl last night? How bad was that game?
It was bad, dude. It was the worst Super Bowl I think I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, and you can't even say it was like, oh, this is such a great defensive game. It was like bad offensive play. I thought Sean McVay had no balls. I thought he was gutless. I thought his play calling stunk, and Belichick out-coached them.
Yeah, Belichick out-coaches everybody, but McVay just called a horrible game, and I really thought they were going to use Cooks a lot more. I thought they were going to try to hit Cooks over the top of that defense, and they didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the Patriots have been known to give up big plays to speedy receivers. I thought he would have been perfect, but they didn't use him.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. Well, listen, I have to go back and lay back down and work on your rest of your song. I'm almost done, but I had to give you a little bit of a sneak preview.
I appreciate that, and that was great. I cannot wait for the full song to be done. I hope you feel better, Philly. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Love you. Love the channel. Hey, everybody out there. So I'll talk to you later.
I'm going to give him a plug real quick. Sub up, Philly 500. Great channel over there. A lot of laughs. Really good guy. He's been on the channel once. He'll be on it again. So thank you, Philly, for calling in.
Yes. All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, buddy. Well, what's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainer. Thank you for calling in.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
Oh, what's going on, my man? What is up, Mark Israel?
Hey, how you doing? Well, for just a couple of things. First of all, yeah, that garbage game last night, I still have agina over the whole thing. I lost a pretty penny, but last time we spoke, I said I had money on the Rams, but if I lost, I'm all right with it. I am all right with it.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've been eating Tums all day. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm kind of with you. I really thought the Rams had a good chance in that game. But the Rams, it was there for the taking. It was there for the taking. They didn't take it.
yeah, no, I mean, everybody has to hand it to Belichick. I mean, that defense that he organized. His game plan last night was phenomenal, and he had Goff. He was rattling Goff's cage all game long.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we know how good of a mind he is, and as a Giants fan, even though I wasn't alive, I mean, I was alive, but I was still too young in '90. Everyone always speaks of what he did to that Bills offense when he was with the Giants.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, no doubt about it.
You know, we know he's great. So. He showed it again last night.
So this is what I wanted to talk about briefly. So last night I'm at a Super Bowl party.
Right.
And talking with a few people, and conversation gets struck up about the Knicks and the Porzingis trade and all of that. And there's a guy sitting there, and he says, well, if I'm Porzingis and Hardaway and Lee and whoever else got traded, he's like, I would be, they're probably happy as hell right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, what do you mean? Because they're not on the Knicks anymore? And he's like, no, not at all. He's like, because they got traded to a Texas team. So I'm like, yeah, what is...
I'm guessing it's because of the taxes? Is that what you're going?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because of the taxes. But this is also what I'm getting at. But I mean, because then I pulled this guy over who I knew brought him to the party. I said, who's your friend, you know? I'm not going to give the guy's name, but it turns out that the guy is a sports agent.
Okay.
And, so then after I found that out, I started talking to him a little more about the Knicks thing and this and that. And, and then I was talking about, the top free agents that are going to be available. And he's like, don't be surprised if someone like KD decides to hold the Knicks hostage, and I wouldn't be surprised. And what he meant by that is everybody's expecting let's say the Knicks do entertain KD. How much? What do you think they're looking at it offering him around? You said I heard you say something like
the most he can make by NBA rules is $38 million a year. That's his max.
So you think they would offer him the max?
They have to. He's going to get a max from somebody. Yeah, he's a max player. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You see, now that I wasn't seeing, now you just straightened me out. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's going to make $38 million. And I just want to read this real quick before I lose it. Icy Dunk says, Entertainah, some dude tweeted a year ago, he said the Pats would beat the Rams in the Super Bowl, and he said he heard someone that worked at an NFL place thingy, he was taking a tour off. So Icy Dunk, you're insinuating that it's fixed? I don't know. Snuck away and heard an NFL guy say Rams would lose to the Pats in the Super Bowl. Interesting. $38 million. Durant's going to make $38 million. It's just a matter of where he makes it.
Okay, so let's say they give him 38. Would they offer Kyrie the same amount, you think?
The most Kyrie can make is 32, because he's a second. Basically, the way it works is I don't know all the specifics, but because Durant has already been a free agent already, he can make more than Kyrie can. Kyrie, the most he can make is 32. If they got both, it would cost 70.
Okay, all right, yeah, but I mean, because being a New York fan, especially, and I think most New York fans figure, hey, why wouldn't somebody want to come and play in New York? This is the biggest stage on earth, and especially in basketball, the Knicks play in the Mecca. Why wouldn't want, But when you really think about it, he was telling me that a lot of these professional athletes, some of them actually give a damn about how much they're going to have to pay in taxes.
Well, no, you hear that a lot. A lot of players. That's why a lot of people say that they. I don't know how true it is, but baseball players too. You hear it all the time that they prefer to play in Florida, Texas because of the taxes. New York, they kill you in taxes.
Well, I mean, and he brought up the Yankees, and when you look at the Yankees and some of the contracts that they've signed athletes to over the years, especially since Steinbrenner took over the team, I mean, they're paying exorbitant amounts of money to these guys to get them come here.
Right.
You know? So, but anyway, all right. Lastly, the other thing, and I had just heard this last night too. Maybe you know this. Shad Khan, the owner of the Jags.
Okay.
And maybe UCF Jaguar knows about it. Anyway, I was told that Shad Khan has been in negotiations to buy Wembley Stadium in London.
Interesting.
And I guess what he's thinking, I guess he and the NFL, maybe move, and I'm sure UFC Jaguar would love this.
Move the Jaguars to London?
Exactly.
See, the only thing that would be tough with the scheduling.
Oh no, of course it would. But look, the NFL. I mean, we all know if you're an NFL fan, they want to expand to London. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. So I mean, sure, the scheduling would be some tough scheduling. So I mean, imagine being the Rams, and having well, actually they're not in the same division. But if you're in their division, you'd have to schlep back and yeah. But
I wonder how they would do that. Because I wonder how they would do that, because that would be a pain in the neck for teams. Teams to have to go in the division, have to go there every year. I wonder how they would do that.
Right, or even say the Rams anyway. Let's say they're scheduled to play the Rams, or they're scheduled to play the Chargers, or they're scheduled to play Seattle.
Right.
I mean, it's that's a serious trip for those guys.
Yeah. But I agree with you. They're clearly trying to expand, and I think they will eventually. It's obvious.
Oh, and lastly, what do you think of this? Let me get your take on this, because somebody mentioned this last night. I thought it was interesting. Okay, we all know the Pro Bowl stunk, and the Pro Bowl in general is the worst, all-star game that there is.
Right.
And last night, that halftime show was an absolute disaster. Okay?
Right.
Besides the game, the whole thing was terrible.
Right.
Instead of having some guy, and I found it intriguing. Some guy said, instead of having the All-Star game, invite all the All-Star players from now on every year to the Super Bowl, and just have a halftime show where you introduce them, and all the teams that are there can be, all the guys from all the different teams can be represented, have them come out, maybe show a 30-second highlight clip of each guy.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, because it would kill two birds with one stone. It would make for an okay halftime show, and would get rid of that abysmal Pro Bowl.
Right, exactly. So I kind of thought that that was a good idea to do something, but that'll never happen.
No, it won't happen. It won't happen. But it's not a horrible idea. You're thinking outside the box. I always like that. But I'm gonna let you go, because I'm sure a couple more people want to call in. But I always love when you call in. You know that.
Yeah, buddy, I got you. All right, I'll speak to you next time.
All right, my man. Thank you for calling in. They declined the offer. Okay, so there you go. And somebody else said that too. Jose Reyes said the same thing. They declined the offer. Well, what's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Chris, I just want to talk about the Giants, man.
Yeah, who is this?
This is Karan Singh.
Oh, what's going? Oh, Karen Singh. Yeah, what's up, buddy?
And I was thinking, we should get Haskins with our sixth pick, because I just believe that since he's from New Jersey and stuff, he will be he'll work great with the Giants, and I strongly believe that he's a clutch player. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to let that be my determining factor of why I would take him. I like the kid. I mean, again, I'm not going to fully say I want this kid till I see him at the combine, till I see how he does and his arm strength and everything else. But it is a nice story that he's from Jersey and that he's a Giants fan, and to pair him with Barkley, it would be a really cool story. I like the kid's attitude. I like that he wants to be a Giant. Those are all pluses. But that is not, you know what I'm saying? That's like not the main reason why he's going to be a Giant. If he's going to be a Giant, it's going to be because they think he fits the system, because he could deal with New York, and because he can make the throws. And I like him. I'm not gonna say I love him, but I like him.
I agree, but I'm also saying that he has a frame. He has like a Big Ben kind of a frame, and he would adjust great in the Meadowlands. And I think that's and you need a strong QB to play in New York, especially in that stadium with
I
the
agree.
cold, with the temperatures. I think Dwayne Haskins fits that kind of a frame with what we need. You know, Eli has been great for like 15 years, and we want that same kind of rhythm going forward for next 15 years, where we don't get injury at the most important place. So Haskins, I think, is going to work out perfectly if we draft him.
I think he could. I said that, and I'm not going to say he's going to be Ben Roethlisberger, but that's what I said in my preview video. I said that the quarterback that he reminds me of is Big Ben. The way that he plays, his escapability, his ability to shed off tacklers. He's got some mobility. He could throw on the run. I like him. But I'll give you some of my worries. I mean, college style offense. He plays in an offense that rarely requires you to make throws to your second and third reads. It's mainly a first read offense. And, those are my two biggest concerns. So, we'll see. And he doesn't have a lot of experience. He only played 13 games at the college level. But there are a lot of things I do like about his game. So, we'll see. We'll see. See how he does at the combine. That's really going to be the key, how he performs at the combine. That's going to tell us a lot.
True. And one last thing. I think it was like a previous caller. He said something about free agents coming to New York and about the taxes and stuff. But I believe they will get a lot more endorsements, which will cover their taxes. Because it's New York. And
it depends.
Endorsements will definitely cover it.
It depends on the athlete. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the top tier athletes, yes, you're right. That makes sense. But for like, I'll give you just an example. Somebody like, I don't know, Nate Solder, for example, even though he makes a lot of money, he's not a guy that's really going to get endorsements. So a guy like that, he does make a lot more money playing in a place like Texas as opposed to New York because of the taxes. Like star players get the endorsements, whether it be Barkley, Beckham, Eli.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm talking about the basketball players. They're more famous.
Same thing applies. If you're not a star, you're not getting endorsements. Like not many people are going out to buy Courtney Lee sneakers.
No, I'm talking about KD and Kyrie. Just both of them.
Those two. Oh, okay. With those two individual players you're talking, yes, you're absolutely right. They would probably. I still think they'd get endorsements no matter where they were. But yes, you're going to get more endorsements playing in the New York market as opposed to Dallas, for example. Yes.
Yep. All right, Chris. That's a good call. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, my man. Thank you so much for calling in. Lack of games, Stephen Lilly says. That's his biggest scare. Willie Max. Yes, he does, Willie Mack. I always say that. Roethlisberger and Steve McNair, two of the toughest quarterbacks I've ever seen play. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hi, this is Lucas Mel.
Lucas Milk. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I've been waiting to call in for so long. I've been trying.
Yeah, a lot of people have been calling in. I apologize. What's going on, Dwayne Pascal? Thank you for tuning in. And Icy Dunks, I will check it after because it's hard for me to multitask with all the phone calls. But I will go on Twitter. I'll message you about it. But go ahead.
Yeah, the Super Bowl was disappointing this year. Worst Super Bowl ever.
Oh, the worst. The absolute worst. Well, I'm not going to say it was the worst, but it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. What's the worst one that I have seen?
Well, how old are you, Lucas?
14.
So, yeah, it probably is the worst for you. Well,
yeah. That
Carolina one was pretty bad. Carolina-Denver was pretty
bad.
Yeah,
that one was pretty bad.
Yeah, those are probably the two worst. Those are probably the two worst in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, the Giants. I don't want a quarterback.
You don't?
No.
Who do you want?
Because I just want Eli. If we can get Darryl Williams.
Oh no! I'm not talking about a quarterback. Who do you want in the draft? First pick.
Oh, in the draft.
Yeah, obviously, if you don't want to draft a quarterback, you want Eli. But I'm saying, who do you want with that pick?
A pass rusher.
You want a pass rusher? Yeah, I agree. I mean, I can't disagree. That's a huge need for this football team. You know.
Yeah. But
But
we need to sign Daryl Williams.
I love Darrell Williams. I think he's a perfect fit. He fills a need. Get him and drafted him. I love him. I think it's a great fit for the New York Giants.
And Daryl Williams would upgrade the line so much. Eli, in the second half of the season, was really good compared to the first half with a somewhat okay line.
I think the other thing and I agree with you, he was much better in the second half. But I think one thing you have to factor in, outside of the Bears game, the Giants played a lot of weak defensive opponents in the second half. I think you have to be fair with that. I mean, the Niners were all banged up. The Bucs were the worst defense in football. The Falcons were a horrible defense. So he played a lot of mediocre defenses. The Redskins were all banged up the second time we played them. So you got to be fair. But I still think Eli could get the job done if you put the pieces around him. I don't think he's going to tear the league up. But if you could become a run-first football team, sure, he could perform for one more year. But the question is, can they do that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's what Barkley's amazing.
Barkley's the best. I mean, he's the best running back in football.
We just need to rotate, like the Rams and the Saints do. We need to rotate and run it down their throat.
I agree with you. They got to use Gallman more next year too. They didn't use him enough. I don't think. I think they need to run a lot more next year. I loved how they run in the second half. They got to do it more for the full season next year, and we'll see what they can do. They got to improve that offensive line so they can set the tone. But I'm going to let you go because I got a lot of people trying to call in. But thank you so much for calling in. I always like talking to you, Lucas. All right, buddy. What'd you say?
Everyone, sub up my man, Entertainah.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, my man. All right, you're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you so much for calling in.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Okay. So, do you think Saquon Barkley deserved the Rookie of the Year award over Baker Mayfield?
As I said in my preview video, I think it was a coin flip. I would have been completely fine if Baker won it. I think they both deserved it. I think it is a year where, I see Dunks. I'll check it out after the stream and I will respond to you. I think it is a year that was unfortunate for Baker because if you go back and look at the course of history over the last 20 years, you could argue that these guys would have won it every year. I mean, that's how good their rookie seasons were, and it was just a really close battle. I think Barkley deserved it. I think Baker did too. Barkley was out of this world. I mean, he had the third most scrimmage yards ever by a running back. He had the most catches ever by a rookie running back. He had 15 total touchdowns. He averaged over 5 yards a carry with a bad offensive line. He led the league in 40-yard runs. He led the league in 20-yard runs. He was an absolute freak. And Baker was great too, so it could have went to either one.
Oh, okay. And one more question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that pass that Brandon Cooks dropped in the end zone, do you think that would have been a momentum shifter?
I'm sorry, say that one more time?
That pass that Brandon Cooks dropped in the end zone, do you think that would have changed the game?
Of course.
If he would have caught that in the touchdown?
Of course.
Do you think they would have won?
No. But they could have.
Okay.
They could have had he caught it. They could have.
Yeah, it had a chance.
Yeah. But I still think the Pats win. All right, have a good one. What's up, Guillermo? Guillermo's in the house. He says it's a boring ass Super Bowl. What's going on, Guillermo? Yeah, it was horrible. Absolutely horrible. And, Rover's streaming too there. Yeah, check him out there, Ronaldo. And, we are winding down. We've got about 20 minutes. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in. Can you turn that off in the background? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in. 3, 2, 1. You're gone. You got to turn it off in the background, guys. Jake says Baker has been honored plenty this year, and he and the Browns are in the actual conversation as decent team. Saquon won, and that is as it should be. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't have been upset if Baker won. I think Barkley deserved it. I think Baker deserved it. I think they both had great years. You couldn't go wrong with either one. I really hated the Rams going to the Super Bowl. Breeze Brady would have been legend. Guillermo, that would have been unbelievable had that happened. I really thought the Rams matched up best in the league against the Patriots on paper because of their ability to stuff the interior line with of course Donald and Sue. They had the ability to get after the rusher, and I think if Gurley would have been healthy, it might have been a completely different game because they would have been able to control the clock. But nothing came to fruition. The Patriots won the game. Yeah, very clever, Jose Reyes. That was a great prank call. I think he just tried calling me again. Yeah, they should have. Giants are holding out for Tua. They think they ain't going to get Tua. They ain't going to get Tua. They're not going to be bad enough to get Tua. They're not going to be bad enough. I think the Giants are going to win at least 8 games next year. They're playing a very weak schedule. They're not getting them. It's not the most valuable rookie. It's the most outstanding rookie. Baker had a great year for a rookie. Barkley had a great season, period. That's a good call, Dwayne. Baker had a great year, but not on the level of Barkley. But you have to factor in it's a quarterback. It's a very tough position to play, especially in your rookie season. So you have to factor that in. Super Bowl 54 pick. I mean, I can't give you a real answer to that right now because we don't know free agent. We don't know draft. But I'm going to be fun, and I'll pick the Colts. Guillermo says, yeah, Gurley couldn't really cut. He was able to plow. Yeah, to me, that was the difference in the game. I think if Gurley was 100% healthy, Rams could have easily won that game. What's going on, Stealth? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, Caesar, that was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. I can't wait for baseball season. I think the Mets are going to be pretty good this year. What's going on? You're on live. You're on live. Can you turn it on in the back? I'm going to hang up if you don't. Like, is that the new thing? People are just going to let it play in the background? Like, really? Mike, go ahead and call me. Just make sure your sound's off. I mean, Guillermo, I could argue that both could be franchise changers. Both could be franchise changers. Because I'm always of the belief that running backs don't get enough credit. Like, game-changing running backs. Marshall Faulk, to me, had more to do with it than Kurt Warner. Terrell Davis definitely had more to do with it than John Elway. And Saquon Barkley could be that guy. He could make... Todd Gurley is what makes Jared Goff good, in my opinion. Like, Barkley could make an average quarterback look really good. That's how good Saquon Barkley is. It would be great. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Chris. How you doing, man? This is Texas Liberty.
Texas Liberty. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I just wanted to give you my thoughts on the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear this. Go ahead.
Okay, man. I know everybody thinks it was a boring game, but maybe you're just not giving enough credit to what we witnessed there. I know there's some Cowboy fans in your chat, and we watched Wade Phillips coach the game of his life.
Right.
Unfortunately, he lost. But Belichick. Now we're talking about an era. Let's keep in mind, and let me start at the beginning. We play touch football nowadays, right?
Pretty much.
So, both of those teams, I love defense, and that defense and special teams on both sides were outstanding. I don't know if you'll see that combination in a Super Bowl again either. I know there weren't a lot of points, and I know Jared Goff is limited because he's young, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we witnessed that, man. It was something that Terry Bradshaw once said about Roger Staubach. He said, Roger Staubach is great, but I run my own plays.
Right.
So, and that's what we saw a lot with Goff. So he didn't do great, but what's he gonna do, man? He got out. As good as a job as the defense did, they just got out coached, man. I mean, what can you do?
They did. I mean, Belichick is usually going to outcoach, especially when you give him 2 weeks. The defense, the Rams' defense, to me, that was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen, based on how much they got dominated in the time of possession.
Absolutely, gets overshadowed by all the other things, but the Rams' defense played unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams probably should have lost that game like 27-3. And that
when you guys were
that
talking
defense kept
about
them in the
how
game.
boring it was, I was loving every minute of that game, man.
Which game?
The Super Bowl, because I mean, I love defense. I watch the defense. I root for the defense on both sides.
I hear you,
know?
man. I get it, but it was just, to me, there just wasn't a lot of action, either offensively or defensively. It was just a lot of incomplete passes, 3 and outs.
Yes, there was a lot of that.
I get you. I guess you were interested in like how the chess match, the game scheme, and all that. But I don't like football like that.
I was, yeah.
I like seeing great defense, but it wasn't like there wasn't a lot of sacks. There wasn't. It was just to me it was a boring game. But I get what you said. Some people
That's
said
true.
they loved it. Some people said they loved it. You know.
I loved it, but you know, it's just one of those things, and it got to a point where I was like, "Fuck it, I hope neither one of them scores a touchdown." Excuse my language, man, but that's where I was at by halftime. I'm like, "Okay, fine, a punter." I wanted a punter to win MVP so bad, just so we could have it, just so we could have this freak year.
The Rams,
right?
The Rams punter was probably their MVP of the game.
Well, you know, they wouldn't have given it to him, but at least they would have talked about it. It would have been, who knows, you know, maybe the collective defense from the winning team if it would have been 6-3.
Yeah, but it was a great. You know, it was just disappointing because everybody thought it was going to be a higher scoring game. You know, it was just disappointing.
We're just so used to these major games where everything's, you know, 40-35, and that Chiefs game earlier in the year that I watched, it covers 55 to something or another.
Yeah, I don't like games. I don't like games like that either. I like something in the mid-20s, mid to high 20s. I like good defense, but I need a little action. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I understand. What made it great was because it was such a surprise, man. My prediction was 38-32 in overtime.
Yeah, mine
was. So I was completely wrong.
Mine was 27-24. 27-24. So I think everybody was off. I don't think anybody predicted 13-3. You know?
No, it was fun for me, man. It wasn't. All I'm saying is it wasn't as bad. And I do want to change subjects on you, but I'll let you say your piece about the Super Bowl.
Okay. Go ahead. Oh, you're asking me? Wait.
No. I was gonna let you finish up any points you had on the Super Bowl.
I mean, I was gonna change subjects. I've been talking Super Bowl all night, so let's talk about something else.
Okay. Now I saw. Man, I wanted to say something, but you know, I didn't know if it would have been taken the wrong way. I did see Mad Dog in the comment section yesterday, I believe, pretty much say what I thought as an outsider looking into the Porzingis trade. What I thought, not really a Mavs fan either. I like the Spurs. Like I'm emotionally invested in the Spurs. The Mavs, not really at all.
Okay.
So Porzingis is 7'3". He's been injured already. He's unproven. And it's come out, and I was thinking, you know, why he maybe he doesn't want to be there. I was thinking because he was probably friends with the Luka, the young kid that Dallas has.
Well, he's friends with Dirk
and that
too.
They had played.
He's friends
he
with
probably
Dirk.
is.
No, I know he is. I know he is. He is good friends with Dirk.
So think about that. You're a young kid. You grow up watching Jeter. You want to play the Yankees. You might take that chance. And that might have happened with him. He wanted to play with the Mavericks because, for whatever reason, he saw Dirk, and that was his thing. And
it's fair. It's fair to
there could be a lot of reasons, but dude, he's overrated, man. I know he was your boy, and I don't mean to sound rough, but I think there's going to come a day, and not too long in the future, where you're going to be so glad that this happened. And it's probably going to be as soon as KP gets injured.
Well, I'm going to say this: if he stays healthy, I don't think he's overrated. If he stays healthy. He's very injury prone, but you look at Dirk Nowitzki's stats, look at his. He's better than Dirk was his first 3 years. So, and you got to remember this kid was 19 years old when he started. Porzingis, sky's the limit. The guy has a ton of ability. I worry about the injuries, though, and that's fair, but Porzingis has a ton of talent. Guy averaged almost 3 blocks, too. People don't realize that. He's a very good defensive player. The rebounding, he only averaged 7 rebounds, but a lot of that has to do with
maybe not overrated was the wrong word. Maybe overvalued. Because of the risk. Because of
the risk, that is fair to say. Because of the risk, he was overvalued. That is very fair to say. Very fair to say. That I will agree.
So I think you got more than he was worth, to be honest. From not from a mean perspective. I don't have any, in fact, I hope the Knicks do well. I want them to, do well, man.
I appreciate it,
But-
man. No, I appreciate it. I hope it works out. I think it could. I have now come to the realization, I've taken a breath, and I've said it could work. They just have to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you a little story, man. When I was a young kid, my dad's favorite player was this guy named Herschel Walker.
I
He
just,
was so
I don't mean to
excited.
interrupt you. I just got to say thank you for the super chat. He says, "Hey Nick, it's the movie critic. My name is Amir. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't know. Are you talking to me? My name's not Nick, but all right, Amir. But go ahead.
By the way, that throw. What's that guy's name? That channel name? I've got it subscribed to it. It's a throwback to the '80s. It is awesome
Oh,
channel.
Stuck-
Everybody
Stuck-
should check that.
Stuck in the 80s. Stuck in the 80s.
Stuck in the '80s. Check that channel out, guys.
Oh, it's great.
So they draft Herschel Walker, who's dominant in college. My dad's excited. The Cowboys are not good at this point.
Right.
They're happy. He's happy. He's excited. The day they traded him, he was so upset, man. So mad. Just it reminded me of you a little bit. But what happened from that is the rest
Well,
of the story.
it's the greatest. It's arguably the greatest trade in NFL history. They got Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, the whole team. But
He didn't have the details at first. He didn't know how it was all going to work out.
yeah,
So
but
he was not
but
thrilled,
what I
you know.
worry about is when the Knicks have had opportunities before, they've blown them. And if
That's
they,
a fair point, and that's why I didn't want to say anything, because I figured you knew what you were talking about, and I didn't hear.
yeah, I'll tell you right now, if they get those free agents, it was the right move. I don't know if they're going to. We'll see. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to how
Dallas has a history of not doing the right thing as well.
Yeah, we'll see.
They waste a lot of money.
We'll see. I'm holding my breath. I'm hoping they do the right thing. I really am. But I'm gonna let you go because I got a guy trying to call in. But I want to just say thank you for
Of
calling
course.
in, buddy.
Thanks for taking my call, man. You take care.
You got it, buddy. Ooh, what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. Hello. Hello. Goodbye. NBA, one player could carry a team. A running back isn't gonna do much for a bad football team. Well, yeah, Jose Reyes. They need to improve the offensive line. But I think they could build around Barkley. I'll try to look at the tweet real quick until somebody calls in for you. All right, hold on one second. Just waiting for somebody to call in here. Let me get rid of that. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hello?
Hello, who's this?
Yeah, I never thought he'd shut the fuck up. I wanted to talk about from Reggie.
What? Goodbye. That's a good way to greet somebody. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Goodbye.
Hello. All right. All right. I'll do it after, man, because it's too much to multitask. I'll do it after. I like the Giants. But I think the Giants' offense could have been scary with Darnold or even I love Josh Allen. Well, you're talking about quarterback? I wanted Barkley. I'm going to tell you right now. And I think Darnold's going to be good for you guys. I wanted Barkley. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hey.
What's going on? Who's this?
It's the movie critic. What's up?
What's up, my man, Amir? What's up, my man?
Yeah, I meant to say, Chris, I meant to say you look like Nicolas Cage.
Oh, my God. That is hilarious because I get that all the time.
Yeah, man.
That is funny that you say that because I've been getting Nicolas Cage since I was like 12 years old. I get Nicolas Cage and I get, when I'm wearing a Met hat, I get Matt Harvey. I actually,
Yeah.
I don't know if you probably haven't heard the story. I've told it before. I went to Mike Piazza's, I don't know, do you follow baseball? Do you know who Matt Harvey is?
Yeah, of course, the pitcher
Yeah,
from the Mets.
I went to Mike Piazza's Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and I was wearing it was actually a Piazza jersey, but I had the jersey on the Met hat, and I'm looking at all the trophies, in the Hall of Fame, and a kid taps me on the shoulder and hands me a ball and asks me for Matt Harvey's autograph. So
Yeah.
that was pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah, so what's
Man.
and Busted Cherry, what's going on, my man? So what's up? What do you want to talk about?
That Super Bowl was pretty lame, I gotta say.
Oh, the Super Bowl was the Super Bowl was dreadful. Dreadful. Not the worst I've ever seen, but it was bad. It was really bad.
And you know I was on your show yesterday with you and nothing but Knicks, and I wanted the Rams to win, but oh my God, I thought they were going to come out with some offense, but there was no offense whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah. The Rams should have won that game if the offense would have performed. The defense played unbelievable. It was there for the it was there for the taking. The offense just didn't show up at all. And Belichick came up with a great game plan. That's what it comes down to in that game. Belichick outcoached McVay. Belichick outcoached McVay, which shouldn't be be a surprise to any of us.
Everybody keeps giving Brady the credit, and I think he's an amazing quarterback. But I think that was Belichick's game more than Brady's.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you. Brady didn't play good.
Like, yeah, I'm from New York too, so I'm a Giants fan as well.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so I'm just hoping. You know, I kind of want them to draft Haskins, to be honest.
Yeah, that seems to be 50-50. It seems like half the fans want Haskins, half the fans don't. It's like 50-50.
Well, I think that we need to replace Eli Manning, and he seems like a capable quarterback, and he seems pretty good. So I'd be for it. I don't know about you.
The only thing I worry about with that is I don't want to just take a quarterback just to take a quarterback. Like, it has to be the right guy. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, I wouldn't be upset with Haskins. That's for damn sure. I'd be happy with a lot of guys. Haskins is one of them. There's like 6 guys if they take I'll be happy with.
Yeah, I saw a guy ask you about Murray in the second round. Of course, anybody would take Murray in the second round.
Yeah, the only thing is if Murray goes to the second round, I don't think he's gonna stay. I think he'll go play baseball.
He'll go play baseball because he's going to get more money there.
Yeah,
why would he?
He's the only way he's. I think he's going to go to the Redskins. I really do. I think that's the perfect spot for him. I think he's going to fold to 15, and the Redskins are going to take him. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah,
I really do.
I mean, if he was in the second round and he's decided to play football, that'd be crazy. But no way. I don't think that's happening, man.
Well, the only way it would happen is if the Giants paid him more than what a second-round player is supposed to get. Because he's not coming here for peanuts.
Yeah.
He'd be getting paid $1 million to play quarterback his first year. He's not doing that when he's got a guaranteed $5 million to go play baseball.
But, I mean, I like Haskins more than him anyway. But
Haskins fits our offense better. He just does.
Yeah.
He just does. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see where they go. You know? The Combine's going to tell us a lot. It's going to tell us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, of course.
I just want to answer a question real quick. Oh my God, Willie Mack, by the way, greatest speech I've ever heard when Piazza at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And Jose Reyes, the next highlight reel is coming out tomorrow morning. I already got it done up. I just got to upload it. It's gonna be out tomorrow morning. But go ahead.
So, what is your favorite baseball team? Since I know you're from New York, and are you a Yankees fan or Mets fan?
Are you watching the stream right now?
Yes.
All right, look on the banner over my left shoulder. Left shoulder. You see?
Left shoulder?
Not the Giants.
I think that's the Mets, right?
You got it, Mr. That's Mr. Met.
Yes, Mets. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I wasn't focusing on that.
Yeah.
Giants hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Russell Johnson, I appreciate that. He says, you actually have actionable intelligence. I would not be surprised at all if you have press watching you. I'm impressed. If you're talking to me, I assume you're talking to me. I really appreciate that, Russell Johnson. Thank you very much.
Do you think the Mets will sign any free agents that?
Well, the Mets already. Do you follow baseball?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Are you a Met fan?
No, I'm a Yankee fan, but
okay. Well,
I do like the Mets.
The Mets have already. And MH, you're right. It's just when you're looking in the camera, it's like hard to tell what's your right, what's your left. But yeah, the Mets added Cano. Cano and Diaz were their biggest acquisitions this year. Diaz last year was the best closer in baseball. He's still very young, so they have him on a cost-effective deal for 2 more years. And then Cano, of course, he's 36, but he's still a good bat. I think he drove in 100 runs last year. The only thing you got to worry about with him is if he gets popped for steroids again, he's going to miss 100 games, or he might miss the full season. I don't even know. And then they added Jed Lowry, who's a nice piece. He could play second. He could play third. He drove in 99 runs last year with the A's. I don't expect that. He's 34 years old, but he's a nice piece. And then at first base, Peter Alonso comes up. He's their best prospect. Catcher, they added Ramos, who's one of the best offensive catchers in the sport. So the Mets added some nice pieces. They didn't add that huge name, that Bryce Harper or that Machado, but the Mets really improved their team this year. They did. They just got to stay healthy.
Yeah, they need to improve on the hitting. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm excited for baseball season. I'm gonna have a lot of Met content up in season. Of course, I'm gonna continue my football content. A lot of basketball content as the draft approaches. I'm gonna have individual draft preview videos, whether it be Zion Williamson, whether all these guys. So obviously trade rumors, all that. So a lot of sports content will be on the page.
So between the three sports, which one is your how would you rank it between basketball, football, and baseball?
My favorite sport to watch when I'm not watching my team is football.
Okay.
My favorite sport to watch when it's watching my team is the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
But I'll say this: I can't watch a baseball game if the Mets aren't playing. Football I can watch if anybody's playing. And I love all my teams. I love the Knicks, I love the Giants, I love the Mets. But I'll say that I give the Mets a slight edge over the other two. But it's picking hairs. I love all of them.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you go because it's getting late. I maybe get a couple more callers in here.
Okay. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you, man, as always. And, I'm subscribed, and I'll keep watching. And good luck.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much. And Guillermo, he's not a troll. I know he's not a troll because he's an avid, he's a good subscriber. He gives me a lot of super chats and say he's not a troll. Our Super Bowl party, the game was ho-hum. Kaz says, if you have a franchise quarterback, you're an automatically have better future than a team without one. I'll agree with that. But I'm going to say this. Have a good night, Playboy. Thank you so much for tuning in. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for... Is this the same guy?
Yeah, it's crazy. You look like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, can you just do me a favor and just turn down the volume?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It echoes. It echoes. No, Guillermo, no worries, man. No worries. But what's up, my man? Who is this? Who is this?
You look like Nicolas Cage, man.
I do. I've been told that. I've been told that since I was.
You've been placed on hold. Please wait for your contact to return.
Please enjoy the music while you're.
I think there's something wrong with that guy's phone. Jets don't have a franchise quarter. They don't. Well, they have a guy that they think is gonna be the franchise quarter. The thing I'll say when people say you need a franchise quarterback I guess that was a prank. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Entertainah, what's up, man? It's Foul Player.
What's going on? What's going on, my man? Thank you for calling in.
Chilling. I don't think there was something wrong with that guy's phone. I think there was something wrong with that guy.
Yeah, maybe.
But,
I don't know. I don't even know. But what's going on, man?
Yeah, I think he likes your eyes. But yeah, I wanted to ask you, at what point you would trade down if you were the Giants? Like which player or players not being on the board do you choose to trade down, like with the Giants pick?
Okay, I think trading down in this draft makes a lot of sense for the Giants. If they don't love the player at 6, because they have a lot of holes, and there's a lot of players that I like in that 13 to 16 range, the 13 to 18 range, like a Dalton Risner, for example, I love. I think he'd be perfect for the Giants. I think he's meant to be a Giant. Everything I read about this kid, I love. Offensive tackle, love him. Daniel Jones, I like. And I think you'd be able to get him there at the quarterback position in the 13 to 18 range. A possible Greedy Williams could fall. There's a lot of players. Even a Jonah Williams could drop in that range. So there's a lot of players that could fall there. So I do think trading down makes sense if they don't love the guy there at 6.
And I have one more question. What a defensive tackle dropping down or otherwise, like, would you consider the Giants should take no matter what?
There's only two defensive tackles that the Giants could even consider that early in the draft. And Guillermo, he's a tackle, Dalton Risner. But there's only 2 guys that I would consider that early in the draft if I'm the Giants at the D tackle spot. And one's definitely not going to be there. That's Quinnen Williams. And the other one is, what's his name? God, the names escape me right now. Ed Oliver. Those are the only 2 D tackles I would consider there with the 6th pick.
Yeah, that could one of them could, well, maybe not Williams so much, but Oliver could definitely drop.
Oliver could definitely drop. He's got a world of ability. People compare Oliver, and he's not going to be as good as him probably, but they compare him to Aaron Donald. He's an undersized D tackle. He's 6 foot, very athletic.
Very powerful too.
Yeah, very powerful.
All right, Entertainah, man. Love your videos, man. Love your channel as always, and I'll let you go, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, my man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm starting to get good calls, so I will stick around. I'm doing overtime, guys. I'll stick around till 10:30 if I keep getting good calls. By the way, anybody new to the channel, please hit that like, hit the subscribe, ring the bell. Thank you guys for tuning in, trying to build this thing up. The call system will get better. I'm working on getting a phone system, hopefully within 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So that will get better. There won't be... What's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainer. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Entertainer? Goose.
Goose? I love Goose. Anybody that is not subscribed, I'm going to go to 10:30, Icy. Anybody who is not subscribed to Goose, got to do it. I mean, he makes great dishes. He knows his football. Did you make your veal parm yet?
I did. I have to. I need to upload the video. So.
All right. I can't wait to watch that. What's going on, Goose?
Oh man, I'm excited about that great game we had yesterday, man. It was exciting, wasn't it?
Oh my God, I was glued to the television. It was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, this is real talk. I think the only people besides Patriot fans that like that game.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I just got a super chat. I just got to address it.
Okay.
Anthony
Go ahead,
Marchuka, sub number 350. I absolutely love Anthony, and you never need to apologize, Anthony. You always show me a ton of love in my videos. And I really appreciate that. He says, sorry for getting here late. Anthony, you are the man. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was saying that the only people besides the Patriot fans that liked that game last night were the ones who had 3-3 on the pools, because 3-3 won 2 quarters.
Right. Good point. If you had 3-3 in that game, you are thrilled because it was 2 quarters. Good point there. And
some pools like 25 a square. That's $6.25 a quarter.
Right. And Willie Mack, I'll answer that in a second. But go ahead, keep going.
I got one question for you. Then I'll leave it at that.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
If about the New York Knicks, if y'all, because I think the Pelicans want to trade with y'all if y'all get the number 1 pick.
Right.
Would you be in favor of trading for Anthony Davis if y'all get the number 1 pick?
At this point, yes. I wouldn't have had Porzingis been on the team, but at this point, yes.
Because I mean, I want Zion Williamson on my team. I mean,
I think at this point the Knicks have sold their souls to the devil. They are all in, and if you get an Anthony Davis, he's going to clearly attract a guy like Kevin Durant. He's going to attract a guy like Kyrie Irving. So,
because I don't think we're trading with the Lakers. I don't either.
I mean, didn't they say today they're not? Somebody called in. Bobby called in. Bobby, who's I
think they said not. I mean, they got trash players, man.
And Bobby,
I don't like their players.
Bobby always knows what he's talking about. So
I don't like the Lakers players. I don't like them.
Bobby told me it's either the Celtics or Knicks. That's what the media said. What he read.
I mean, I think if the Knicks get the number 1 pick, I think we're trading with y'all.
We'll see.
I mean,
we will see. It's going to be an interesting offseason. That's for damn sure.
Okay, I got one thing to say before I go. Dak sucks.
I can't argue with that. You know I don't like the Cowboys. But, Goose, I appreciate that, man. Keep up the great work with your live streams. I love you, buddy.
No problem, man. Bye-bye.
All right, my man. Who said that? Somebody said that Guillermo had said, I didn't get to read what Guillermo said, but if he said that Jeff McNeil is John Olerud, that's crazy. John Olerud, to me, is one of the best hitters to ever wear a Met uniform, even though it was for a short period of time. But he hit like 360 one year, didn't he? I mean, John Olerud was a great hitter. What's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainer. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, what were your opinions on the Super Bowl? Like, did you think it was entertaining and
It was the worst game I've ever seen in my life. Worst game of... Well, no, again, I'm not going to say that, but it was a really bad game.
Yeah, it was tough watching the whole thing. It was so boring.
Yeah. Okay, so Guillermo says that he reminds him of John Oliver. You know who McNeil reminds me of a little bit? He's like that. I mean, not exactly the same type of hitter. Oh, he just dropped out. All right. Not exactly the same type of hitter, but he's like that throwback. He reminds me a little bit of Murphy, actually, Jeff McNeil. I don't think he's going to be that good, but I do like Jeff McNeil. I want to see him get playing time for the Mets. I like him. Yeah, John Oliver was awesome. Loved him. My favorite's actually Edgardo Alfonso, though. You want me to prove... Sexy Goat, do me a favor. Since you never want to call in, call in and we'll talk about it. College football is Notre Dame. Basketball is St. John's. A-Fizzle. But Alfonso's my favorite Met. I loved. There was never a guy that in my personal opinion, Sexy Goat, you're awesome. In my personal opinion, there was never a player who wore a Mets uniform that I trusted more in a big spot than Edgardo Alfonso. Till 10:30, I'm going to be on GMed 409. Any NBA trade deadline sleepers or fantasy sleepers? I'm not big into the fantasy, to be completely honest with you. Guillermo, yes, Murphy was a little more explosive off the batter later on, but Jeff McNeil just knows where to hit the ball. Yeah. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, I forgot. I have one more question. Could you say what town?
Can I what?
Could you say what town?
What is with everybody asking me to say what town? What town? What town? You like the New York accent? Is that what it is?
Thank you.
What town, buddy? What town? All right, thank you for calling in. They love the New York accent. What town? Yeah, Alfonso was a beast, bro. He was a beast. The best Savage. What's going on, my man? Yeah, Fonzie was so clutch. Loved him. I remember Fonzie would have so many at-bats where he would just foul off, pitch. Until he got the pitch he wanted, and then he'd line a single in the hole. What's going on?
What up, Chris? It's Sam Dog.
Sam Dog, the infamous, a big Seahawks fan. What's going on, my man?
Oh, nothing much, man. Wanted to get back to you and ask your thoughts of this year's Pro Football Hall of Fame class.
Give me the names.
Well, let me get to it really quick on my Facebook, which obviously, I know a few of them. I was wondering if you watched my video when I posted it. I know 3 of them are first ballot Hall of Famers. First off, obviously being Tony Gonzalez, the great Kansas City Chiefs tight end. And then, of course, you got the cornerback from the Redskins and then longtime Denver Broncos after that, Champ Bailey as a first ballot. And then after that, you got, obviously, the Baltimore Ravens great safety, Ed Reed.
Right. Well, Reed's a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, what are your thoughts? Yeah, and then, of course, you got Ty Law finally going in, the longtime, Patriot great cornerback. And
I don't know if I put him in, but the thing is, the NFL Hall of Fame, it's not like the Baseball Hall of Fame. Like, they put so many guys in that, are like really good players, but I don't necessarily consider them Hall of Famers. So, I don't know. Ty Law, to me, he's questionable, but Ed Reed's certainly a Hall of Famer. Champ Bailey's a Hall of Famer.
Tony Gonzalez, obviously.
Tony Gonzalez is probably the best.
If he did not get in, it would have been a crime.
Tony Gonzalez is arguably the best tight end who's ever played.
Yeah, I remember his last years with the Falcons, but I remember so many good years of him with the Kansas City Chiefs. But other than that,
I just want to say good night to Joe Moose. He just said have a good night. Good night, Joe Moose. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I am still Live Nations, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, back to the Super Bowl yesterday. I think one of the plays that doomed the Rams, Goff did not look ready throughout that Super Bowl. And you could tell by the way the pressure was getting to him. But one play in particular, remember the pass that James McCourty broke up in the end zone going to Brandon Cooks?
Yes.
Yeah, Goff threw that pass way too late. I mean, he should have been throwing that ball before Cooks was even in the end zone. And that's what my dad was noting, because I always watch the Super Bowl with my old man. And so basically, Goff threw that ball way too late, and that's why James McCourty was able to go and break that play up.
Yeah, no, he did a great job on that play. Goff played horrible. Goff might have had the worst performance I've ever seen a quarterback have in a Super Bowl. It was that bad. I know he didn't throw as many picks as some guys have, but he played so bad. So bad. And so many of his throws were coming out wobbly. And he had plays there to be made, and he just didn't make them.
He didn't. And then also, when you look at the drive when it was still 3-0, immediately once he hit one pass. First he hits Brady hits Gronkowski on the first play, then hits Edelman up the middle, and then right on the play where he hits Gronk to set him up at the 2-yard line. Right after that play, I immediately said, this is a touchdown drive. I immediately said, this is going to end with a touchdown with Sony Michel running it in immediately. And sure enough, hands off to Michel for the touchdown, and I knew that the Patriots, obviously with the way they shut down the Rams run game, that the Patriots were obviously going to win number 6.
Yeah, they just dominated. Even though the score didn't indicate it, they dominated that game. I'm just laughing at what Guillermo said in the chat. Do you watch basketball at all?
I watched during the finals. I mean, I watched during the NBA playoffs and all that stuff too. And then I remember I lost an NBA team back.
Right, the
in
Seattle
2008
Supersonics. Yeah, he said that Brian Scalabrine is one of the top 5 players of all time of any sport. And
I met Kevin Durant his rookie year though.
Oh, Kevin Durant. Yeah, I mean, he played for you guys for a year before going to the Thunder. But Brian Scalabrine is that goofy guy with the red hair. Yeah, man. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, the rest of the Hall of Fame class, we got this longtime safety that started off on offense. You ever heard of Johnny Robinson? He was with the Dallas Texans and then with Lamar Hunt moved to Kansas City, become the Kansas City Chiefs, and won Super Bowl IV with under Hank Stram's Kansas City Chiefs. Then the other guy for the Hall of Fame is he kind of shaped America's team with the Cowboys. Gil Brandt got in, and then last but not least, the Denver Broncos owner Pat Bowlen got in the Hall of Fame.
It's a good class. Not a great class. They lack like a premier superstar, but good class. Tony Gonzalez is probably the biggest name. Ed Reed and Tony Gonzalez are the biggest names. Good class. Good class.
I mean, it's a good list. I mean, especially the 3 first balloters with Champ Bailey. And
it's definitely a good class. Just lacks that like all-time great talent. But very good class. Very good class. But
I was happy I was able to finally find you on the social media too, and then that's why I sent you the link to that video to see if you had watched it yet.
Yeah. No, I hadn't. To be fair, I haven't. You forgot to remind me. I have so many YouTubers that I try to watch. But now that you called me today, I am definitely going to go on your channel after this and check it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely send you a link to another YouTuber back in Seattle, my friend Norbcam. I want to get you connected with some of...
I've seen him. I've never talked to him, but I've seen his channel.
I'm well connected with him too. He's in one of my other videos too, but he's good people too.
Oh, I'd love to work with him. Yeah, he's a very good YouTuber. I'd love to work with him. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Funny Rivals videos too.
Yeah, he's got those good singing compilations. But thank you so much for calling in, buddy. I gotta just take a couple more calls before I get off. Thank you so much.
Damn right. Thank you for letting me on, man.
All right, buddy. Yes, the movie critic. I do have Twitter. It is. Real quick before you talk, I do have Twitter. It is Entertainah. My name with the AH85. That is my Twitter. You can follow me on there. What is going on? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on? Who's this?
Icy Dunks.
Icy Dunks, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing. Just finished my homework. I was sick on Friday.
I'm sorry.
So I had a lot of stuff to make up.
Sorry to hear that, man. What'd you think of the suit? Obviously, you probably weren't rooting for the Rams after what happened to you. You're a big Saints fan, but what'd you think of the Super Bowl?
Wait, there's a Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's a good answer. So what's up, my man?
Nothing, just chilling. I heard the Lakers made a trade offer to the Pelicans for like Lonzo Ball, Ingram, all their like young players and like 2 first-round picks. I thought that was a pretty good trade deal, but
it's a good trade deal.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's a good trade deal, but I think the Knicks potentially could offer more because they're going to have the 1st or 2nd or 3rd overall pick. So
I didn't realize
that's very valuable.
Zion Williams was going to be in this next draft. I totally forgot.
Yeah, Zion Williams. Yeah, he's a beast.
At first, I thought Lonzo Ball would be cool. Like if he played in New Orleans, that'd be cool. But then Zion Williams, I was like, dang.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Oh, obviously you're a Pelicans fan. Yeah, I'm telling you, if I was a Pelicans fan, I would be wanting to wait till the draft, and I would want to trade with whoever got that number 1 pick. Well, thank you so much, the movie critic. I really do appreciate that. He says, I just followed you on Twitter. Great show. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got thrown off there. But, so yeah, if I was a Pelicans fan, I would want to trade with whoever had the 1st pick, whether it be the Knicks or the Bulls or whoever.
Yeah, it's probably going to be either the Knicks or the Cavaliers. I know their record's pretty bad.
Yeah, the Cavaliers always seem to get the number 1 pick. I think they've won 4 lotteries in like the last 8, 9, 10 years. Maybe not that in the last like 15 years. So I mean, what they won it with LeBron. They won it when they took Anthony Bennett, Kyrie Irving, and I feel like they won it one other time, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, did I tell you about how I talked to Maurice Jones-Drew we were walking around at the beginning of the NFC Championship game. and they had like the NFL set up, like the NFL Network, and it was Maurice Jones-Drew, Reggie Bush, and some, I don't know her name, but some like girl that does the NFL Network thing.
That's awesome.
And yeah, there was like 15 minutes before, and we got to talk to Maurice Jones-Drew.
MJD used to be one of my favorite players. He was a fantasy stud. He gained a lot of weight.
Yeah.
He gained a lot of weight.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but he used to be probably, he might be the greatest Jaguar ever. I mean, well, no, it's probably Baselli, right? Isn't that their lone Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
But he's up there, MJD. He's probably definitely a top 2 or 3 Jaguar ever.
Yeah, that's running back, definitely.
Yeah. But, anything else you want to talk about?
I feel like the Saints could have done a way better job.
Oh, I think the Saints would have won the game. Based on last night's performance, I really think the Saints would have won the game. A lot of what towns. Everybody wants me to say what town. What town? What town? What
Yeah,
town?
I don't really get that.
I guess because it sounds funny because of my New York accent.
Probably.
But I'm gonna let you go because it's getting late. I want to get a couple more calls in before I go.
All right.
But I'm definitely gonna check out your tweet after. I promise.
All right.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. What town? What town? What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, I was wondering, how do you feel on 21 get deported?
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Who is this?
Oh, I'm just calling to your live. I just want to wonder why 21 is being deported.
I'm not answering deported questions. I don't even know what he was talking about. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in. And by the way, I just want to say hello to Delano. What's going on, Delano? Thank you for tuning in. Love you, Delano. What's up?
Yo, this is Guillermo, man. I'll be real quick. What's up, baby?
Guillermo, my man. What's up, brother? I got to meet Guillermo at the Knicks game. Guillermo, you are a big dude.
Oh my, come on. All right, this guy. I get. You, Sim, the whole chat from Nothing But Knicks, man. I hate you guys, man. I'm so. You know what? Look. Damn it. Let me just get to my damn point, man. Whatever. The biggest storyline that I think it's unappreciated is if this Lakers deal goes through, man. Think about this. If AD goes to the Lakers, right?
Right.
Who the hell else is going to play with them? You're going to have no draft picks. You're not going to, right now they're ninth, right? No draft picks, no Kuzma, no Ingram, no Rondo, no, whoever else you want to say.
Lonzo Ball,
I can't
right?
even remember all the guys.
Lonzo Ball.
Ball.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then that next summer, think about this. No one wants to play with LeBron. No one.
Well, who's the? I don't know the class. I know Beal was going to be a part of that class, but then he signed an extension. So who is even? Anthony Davis is obviously the prime piece, but he'd already be there.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Other
Kyrie.
Kyrie
Irving. I think he's
this year.
He does not want to play LeBron. I think he's just trying to do LeBron a solid. Maybe LeBron hooks him up with some movie deals or I don't know, some Hollywood connection, whatever.
Yeah.
Weird basketball Illuminati bro shit they got on
right.
going on. Kawhi's not going to play with LeBron. You know, LeBron James is on his last. Right now, he's not playing because of load management.
Yeah.
Load management.
LeBron James, to me, that was the worst decision he could have made to go to the Lakers in terms of his legacy for basketball. I think it was a horrible decision. Horrible decision because he's not going to win there. He's not going to win.
Not at all. And there's no way you're going to become the legend that Magic Johnson, Kareem, not even Kobe. You know what I mean? So I think that is I think that's the most interesting storyline in the NBA. It's getting underlooked. It's just ridiculous, like what's happening now. He's getting the young guys to go and fight against Walton, which is, I think, it's crazy because look, they want to get Walton out. And the oddest thing about it is that Walton wants to play like GSW. He wants to play this run-and-gun, three-point style, which actually, if you think about it, suits LeBron James because he wants to play the high pick-and-roll pass to perimeter plays.
Right.
The Magic actually wants to play with the dig-him-out, half-court style, which is why he likes Ingram. So there's such a conundrum with the Lakers, man, and it's just like, I think that's the most sexiest thing. I know the KP trade happened. I'm happy that he's gone, whatever. Him and his brother.
Let me ask you this. What you saw? I think you commented on my video. I think you saw it, right? My initial reaction.
I think so. I probably did. I think
I was really upset when they made the trade initially, and that was before I got to take a breath and see what I wanted to make that video like right away because I wanted it to be like authentic and my real reaction. And after I found out all the details, I was like, I liked KP, but obviously I recognized the injury problems and all that. I think the Knicks could easily. Thank you so much for the super chat, Icy Dunks. I really do appreciate that. He says great stream again. I do really think the Knicks can make out in this deal if they make the right decisions. Now, my question for you is, are you going all in if you have a shot at Anthony Davis if you're the Knicks? Meaning, are you trading, if you get the number 1 pick, are you essentially trading Zion Williamson and then trading 2 future firsts? Because that's what I think it's going to take. Basically, I think my guess what it's going to take is this year's first and the 2 firsts you just received in the trade, plus Kevin Knox. Are you willing to do that?
So 3 first?
Yeah, but more than likely.
Can I trade off the Mavericks first?
Yeah, both Mavericks first and this year's first.
I'll do that if AD signs.
If he signs an extension. If he signs an extension.
I'm not impressed with Kevin Knox. I think he's an okay player, but he plays slow. Like not even just physically slow, but he plays like mentally slow. Like he doesn't process things quick enough.
He doesn't have confidence. He's like Frank. He doesn't have confidence on the offensive end.
But see, and I know you guys hate Frank, man. Look, Frank, I think is a good system player. He's playing in a system where it's guard heavy, right?
Right.
It's on ball guard heavy. Fizzo wants you to dribble out the ball, drive to the basket, dish out to the open perimeter guy, versus what Phil Jackson had, which was very off ball. Hey, you have.
But that was the problem. That was my problem with that trade, though. With that draft pick, rather. And I hope Frank works out. I never root for players to fail, but
same here, man.
They drafted Frank for the triangle offense. They didn't draft him because they thought he was the best player there to pick with that draft selection. They drafted him specifically for the triangle offense. And the second that Phil Jackson leaves and they get a coach that doesn't run the triangle, he was the wrong pick. And that's why you never.
But Entertainah, you see, this I don't like, man. Everybody gets on Frank. What was Frank his first year there? He was the number 1 point guard defending the pick and roll, man.
No, yeah, I'm not going to question his defense. I'm not going to question his defense. I like his defense. Right. Sometimes he's overly aggressive. He gets those ticky-tack fouls. He gets in foul trouble. But I like his defense. I think he could be a valuable player off the bench like a Marcus Smart. But when you're drafting, and I know Marcus Smart went 4th or 5th overall, and everybody always says, well, Marcus Smart went earlier. But Marcus Smart was a bust. I mean, when you're taking a guy 4th or 5th overall, well, when I say bust, I mean he wasn't worth the pick. Like when you're taking a guy 4th or 5th overall, you want better than Marcus Smart. And when you're drafting 8th overall, you want better than Frank Ntilikina, in my opinion.
That's true. I didn't know much about Donovan Mitchell, but looking back now and knowing that the Knicks, like he had a real good connection with the Knicks, or during the workouts and stuff, like there were guys, I think Steve Mills and guys in the front office were really high on him. Looking back on it, they should have just taken that kid because, I mean, look, he's having somewhat of a down year this year, but I mean, it's a sophomore slump. It's Utah, too. They don't have much talent, outside of him and Gobert, maybe Ingles, but that should have been a pick, man. But look, I'm not going to harp too much on it. It is what it is. I'm happy about it. Like you said, man, when I found out that the Suns didn't even want to give up Josh Jackson for KP. Josh Jackson for KP. That's when I was like, all right, maybe we kind of overplayed our hands.
Well, it was Josh Jackson and this year's first pick, wasn't it?
Was it? I didn't see. I didn't hear something about the first pick. I could be wrong, but I'll go back and check.
Well, if it was just Josh Jackson, that's a joke.
I mean,
yeah.
Maybe I read it wrong. And look, and think about it this way, man. There's only been 173 center or big man that's come out of an injury and still been healthy, or like been healthy throughout his career, and that's Mark Eaton, right?
Right.
7'3". Remember Ralph Sampson? You know what KP reminds you of? He's not as explosive, but his value to the team, Ralph Sampson. Not in terms of playing style.
That's a fair comparison. That's a fair comparison because Ralph Sampson lit the league on fire before he got hurt. That's a fair comparison.
Absolute beast. I know. Look, we're too old. Maybe. I mean, we got some youngsters on here. Yeah. All the young kids on this channel, go back and watch Ralph Sampson and him and Olajuwon. That was original Twin Towers. They were dominant. They had so much talent on that team, but obviously Ralph Sampson got hurt, was never the same, and Olajuwon led him to 2 finals after that. But
that's a good comparison. That's a good comparison. That's a very good comparison.
I hope KP does well. I like him, but what him and his brother did. Look, I'm a Knicks fan for life, man. So forget what he did, but shout out to you. I'm gonna let you go, man. Salute to you and your channel, man. I'm subscribed, so I'm gonna be here. Pester you with my anti-Giants rhetoric most of the time, 99% of the time.
You're always more than welcome to call in because you're a very, very knowledgeable sports fan. I always try to welcome that on my channel. So thank you for calling in,
Thank you, sir.
All right,
Peace,
buddy.
Man.
Have
Good
a
night.
good one. All right, I'm gonna take 2 more callers because it's late, guys. I've been on for a while. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Get a roar.
What? I'm sorry.
Get a roar.
I don't even know what he said. Like, can you come up with like creative? At least the what town was funny. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Call in, sexy goat, you jerk off.
Oh God, what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, we got a what town in like the New York accent, but can we get a what town in like a British accent or something?
I don't even think I could do a British accent. Yeah, I don't even think I could do a British accent.
When I say what, you say town. What?
Town.
What?
Town.
What?
Town. Who the hell is this?
What?
Town.
Alright, thank you. Have a nice night.
All right, buddy. I don't even know who the hell that guy is. What's going on? What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. All right, goodbye. What's going on? You're on live.
Hey, what's going on, Entertainah? It's Delano calling in.
Delano, what's up, my man? Love Delano. What's up?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm not going to ask you to say what town. I don't even know what that's about. But
I think people think it's funny when I say what town because of my New York accent. That's just what I'm guessing. I don't know. But what's up, man?
Ain't nothing much. Just disappointed about the Super Bowl. The overall game. I mean, again, you think it's going to be at least in the 20s, 30s, something like that. You know, they're both offensive powerhouses, and then it turns to be a 13-3. Like that's what I took off for. I'm super disappointed in this.
It was. I wouldn't say how old are you, Don? If you don't mind me asking.
38.
Okay, so I'm 33, so we're pretty close. I wouldn't say it's the worst. The reason I ask is because I want to know what Super Bowls you've seen. I wouldn't say it's the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen because in the early 90s, the late 80s, there was a lot of bad ones. You remember the NFC always blew out the AFC for years.
Yeah.
I mean, you had like, I remember the Redskins killed the Bills by like 40 points. But it was a very bad game. There's no doubt about it. And in recent times, the only one that you could argue is worse is the Denver-Carolina game.
Oh, yeah, that was horrible. I'll be honest, it was more reminiscent to me of the 2000 Super Bowl with the Giants and the Ravens. It kind of had that feel. It was like, okay, you know what? I'm bored after the first.
That game was so bad because the Giants in that game they gave you some hope coming out of the half. They returned that kick for a touchdown, Ron Dixon, and then the Ravens bring it back on the next kick return, back to back. And I'm just like, what the hell is that? You know, that's a memory I don't want to relive.
Yeah, I hear you. But, as far as because Guillermo, I know he called in. I was just there when when he called in. And I'll be honest, I do not want to cater to LeBron James or his quote-unquote legacy because I feel like he's done everything to cater to him solely. And nothing that, you know what I'm saying, because even with the whole situation with Cleveland, you basically asked that organization to overpay players that you know had no value. Look at the fact that you re-signed Tristan Thompson basically before training camp. And we're talking about maybe almost 2 months after free agency even started. So if you got no calls for Tristan, that's telling you something. But you overpaid this man $80 million?
Right.
I mean, you know, then you get J.R. Smith, who basically is a knucklehead, you know, who's good at 3-and-D when he wants to play. Like, that was $54 million is way too much. And I'll be honest, anytime I think about J.R. Smith, I think the worst thing you could do is give him more than a 2-year deal.
Yeah, I hate J.R. Smith. I mean, J.R. Smith that 1 year with the Knicks was fun. But then he went out and he did the cocaine or whatever during the playoffs and he just didn't show up at all. I hate J.R. Smith. He's one of my least favorite Knicks of all time. I know a lot of Knicks fans like him because he was flashy. He had the highlight dunks. He was a fun player, but I hate J.R. Smith. Hate him.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. It's funny because I was just talking with somebody else and I said that I would love Anthony Davis to want to pair up with somebody like Giannis. And know now that's one of the...
Jesus Christ.
That's one of the teams, yeah.
That would be unbelievable.
Yeah, so only because of the fact that again they don't really have an identity fully in Milwaukee. I mean, if he had preference to come to the Knicks, that'd be fantastic. I mean, with open arms, I'd take him. But I also look at the fact that I know we don't have a lot of trade value at this moment, so we'd be having to wait for 2020's free agency to reel him in.
Yeah. Well, our trade value is the first pick. If we're making a trade, it's going to be giving up the first pick. That's our trade value.
Right.
That's all we have. That's all we have to offer at this point. I mean, we traded our biggest trade chip. I mean, actually, I think our biggest trade chip is this year's first overall pick if we get it. But KP was our second biggest trade chip.
Yeah, and hopefully the Mavs picks would have been enticing enough, but they're looking for cap space and all that stuff too. So I don't know how much of impact that offer would intrigue them like that.
Right.
But I'm just glad. Even now. I'm like I said, I'm over the KP thing. I'm glad he's gone now. Especially for the picks that we got, because even though I know everybody wants to tank and all that stuff, I still want us to compete and I still want us to defend at every position. And man, I was just talking to CK. I said, didn't it feel good yesterday to see every single Knick player on that floor defend impactfully? Because watching people blow by Tim Hardaway Jr. or kill Ennis Cannon on a pick and roll, it's just after a while it got deflating. It got demoralizing and depressing. So
yeah,
it
I can't stand the Ennis Cantor. And you bring up CK2K, I'm excited. He's gonna be on the channel next week. I'm gonna have him.
Okay.
Him and Sim are gonna be on the channel. We're gonna talk Knicks next week. So that should be a really good show. Yeah, I had Sim on. I don't know if you saw it yesterday. I had Sim on. We had a live show, but I'm gonna have him and Sim on next Sunday. We're gonna talk.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I was just telling him about Coast to Coast, like what happened to that, But he said he was just coming back from New York, so.
Yeah. He was on vacation. Yeah, he was on vacation. I love CK2K. Great guy. I can't wait to meet him. Next time he comes to New York, I have to meet him. But I'm gonna let you go because it's getting late. I've been on for a while, but I always appreciate when you call in.
All right, man. Listen, I appreciate what I'm saying, your channel and everything that you do content wise, and look forward to talking to you again.
I appreciate that, Delano. Thank you very much. This guy 856, literally, when I was on the phone with Delano, and I think he called in earlier. I'm gonna answer him. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he's not listening to the show. He literally called me 60 times. How do you call a guy 60 times in 5 minutes? Hello? You're alive? Yeah, hello. Who is this?
Oh, this is Tony.
Tony who?
Tony Giangi. I got a question.
Go ahead.
Giants or Jets?
Giants.
Mom, get out of my room. I'm playing Minecraft.
You're a jerk off. And we'll close this guy out, and there's probably another prank call. Go ahead.
Hi, I have one question about the Knicks.
I wonder if this is a prank call based on how you're talking. You sound like an absolute asshole.
I have one question about niggers.
You're a scumbag. You're a scumbag. What a fucking asshole. Jesus Christ. All right, guys. I'm sorry about that. Let me All right, so Skype's done. I'm sorry about that, guys. Asshole. But yeah, I'm gonna close out. I just canceled the Skype, so nobody else can call in. I'm sorry about that, guys. But I'm gonna have a good night, guys. Yeah, Guillermo, I got this one guy that has been pranking me. That's not the guy. There's a new asshole. He literally calls the whole show. He calls the whole show just trying to prank me. And I just keep hanging up on him. He just keeps calling. He has no life. But yeah, I don't tolerate that shit. But thank you guys for calling, for coming by tonight. I had fun outside of that. I'm sorry it ended like that. Obviously I don't know what these people are going to say on the phone. I can't, predict that. But thank you guys for tuning in. And you guys have a good night. Sorry about that, guys.